Yankees here to open it up. The Orioles hanging on last night and got the victory, and they will try and make it 3 in a row in this ball game tonight. Hi, everybody. I'm Gary Thorne for the Orioles. These tight ball games just will not go away, but that's okay. So long as the Orioles are on the winning side of it, that's going to be just fine. And to do that, some of the things they have to do, they did last night, like 2-out RBIs. The Orioles came into the ball game just 8 for 74. However, they got 4 2-out RBIs in last night's game. Hughes, Reimold, and then Izturis. Hughes would score, and the Orioles weren't done with that. It was Izturis again in the 8th inning. Lugo would score. An error by Jeter had set that run up, and the Yankees saw the Orioles getting some big 2-out hits. Just one of the many things, Jim, that last night the Orioles did that have to be done to win these tight games.
Yeah, you know, if you talk to Kevin Millwood, he said, well, probably about a C+, maybe a B- as far as the start, but they've been getting consistent starting pitching. But the other part of the equation, if you're going to win the one-run games, even if you get the clutch hits, you have to have the bullpen come out. And, you know, I guess we might have seen our starter of the future last night, Alfredo Simone. He comes in throwing 96, 97 miles per hour. But Jimmy Johnson pitched the 8th, something he did 2 years ago about as well as anybody in the American League. And then Alberto Castillo, he's been almost perfect since he's recalled from the minor leagues. So just the little things. And then the Yankees, they just kind of beat themselves last night. You don't see that happen very often.
Opportunistic, that's what it resulted in for the Orioles. Take a look at some plays last night that mattered for the O's. They would get a caught stealing on Cano. That would start an inning out. They would get Jorge Posada going too far around the bag. Then Randy Wynn would bury one in Mother Earth, allowing the Orioles to pick up another late run. Jeter would commit an error. That would result in what proved to be the difference in the ball game on the Izturis RBI. Instead of the Orioles having the opponent take advantage of them, last night they took advantage of the Yankees.
Yeah, they really pushed the envelope. I mean, obviously, Cesar Torres with 3 RBIs, that was a big play. You don't see Jeter make a whole lot of errors. Juan Samuel, the third base coach for the Orioles, you know, normally he probably doesn't send Luke Scott. Wynn can't catch the handle. They score another run. So, again, I think that when you're really struggling, Dave Tremblay said somebody's got to step up. Third base coach stepped up last night, and the players were very aggressive, and it really worked for him last night.
Now, tonight they're going to have to do it again because they go up against not only a left-hander, but one of the game's best in CC Sabathia. Got to find a way to beat him.
Yeah, you would like to hope, Gary, that they could do what they did opening day last year, where they ended up beating the Yankees, 10-4, 10-5. But then again, CC came back, and Jeremy Guthrie, who's going to pitch tonight for the Orioles, was able to win that ballgame. But then he lost 4 in a row, and Sabathia, who went on to win 19 games, won his last 4 starts. The one thing is, wind's blowing in here, and I asked Terry Crowley, I said, haven't hit a home run in CC Sabathia in 48 innings in this ballpark. Well, maybe that'll happen tonight, but it'll probably have to be down the line. And Guthrie, who we just saw last year, really hurt by the home run, threw more than anybody in the American League. This year, he's kept it in the park. Going to be a good game.
We'll talk about all the one-run ball games that are piling up for both of these teams. Fact of the matter is, the Orioles catch the Yankees probably at a most opportune time. They're going to have both Johnson and Teixeira in the lineup, and neither of them have done anything with the bat yet, and they're going to hit 2 and 3 in the lineup. Will that work to the Orioles' favor? We're going to find out. Orioles take the field, ready to go. Game 2 as the O's look to make it 3 W's in a row. Southwest Airlines. Go to southwest.com. Grab your bag. It's on. Good crowd coming into Camden Yards here at Oriole Park as we get ready for the second game against the Yankees. The Yankees on their road trip right now are 3-4. The Orioles last night getting their first win at home. We'll look at another tonight. Here's the starting lineup for Joe Girardi's Yankees, brought to you by Southwest Airlines. It'll be Jeter, Johnson, and Teixeira, Rodriguez, Cano, and Posada, Granderson, Swisher, and Gardner. The best lifetime average against Guthrie is held by Nick Swisher.
And let's take a look at the scouting report for Jeremy Guthrie. Will stop the bleeding. Again, we mentioned in the open he has lost his last 4 starts against the Yankees. Hadn't pitched poorly in all of them. 3-6 lifetime. No first inning blues this year. 29 runs last year in his 33 starts. None so far in 2010. And then last year did lead the American League with home runs. This year only 2 home runs in his last game. The solo shot, and that usually doesn't beat you, even though they've only scored 10 runs in his 3 starts. So he's been pitching very well, did not have a good spring, and he's turned it around as the season has started.
55 degrees, 1 degree warmer than it was last night at game time. Winds seem to be blowing out towards the center and left. Be mostly clear, not a cloud in the sky you can see here from the where we are, and the lights are turned on already to start the ball game. Here's Derek Jeter. Guthrie's delivery will be fouled away, and we are underway. Jeter took it 0 for 5 in the ball game last night. That dropped him down below the 300 mark. Still the 3 homers and 12 RBIs on the season for Derek Jeter. Jeremy Guthrie, chopper to first. That is a fair ball. Jeter will think about 2. Markakis over to get it off the wall, and he will start it out with a double. Jeter continues his 300-plus average against Jeremy Guthrie with a leadoff double.
Well, 2,772 hit. It's just a routine ground ball, but well placed. And nobody can do it better than Derek Jeter. You're playing off the line, playing percentage baseball right over the bag.
And they take the ball off the field because that double now ties Don Mattingly 3rd place on the franchise all-time list in doubles for the Yankees. Jeter 442 of them, and he wanted the baseball. Nick Johnson. Johnson came on last night, appeared in a pinch hitter's role and drew a walk, something he's done a lot of. As we told you last night, he and Mark Teixeira have the 2 lowest averages coming into this series of any major league players so far this year. Yet the Yankees have won a dozen games. Johnson, of course, makes up for it with a big on-base percentage. He is 2nd in walk in the league.
I mean, it's amazing you can be hitting 135 and still have an on-base percentage close to 400 at 384. 4th best in baseball last year at 426. And of course, he expects had some back problems.
Run to left field. That's going to hold Jeter halfway. Gets by Montanez, and Jeter will score into second base, and not in time to get Johnson. Montanez will be charged with an error. It'll be a single and an error. Jeter would not have scored had that ball been played cleanly, at least on that base hit.
I got to imagine you can see Johnson again. He works the count to 2-0, slices one in, and Montanez doesn't catch it. You know, Jeter kind of hesitated, want to make sure that the ball wasn't going to be caught, but he was going to go to 3rd. And Lou may have taken his eye off it, but it goes off his glove.
They do credit Johnson with an RBI and an early 1-0 lead, so there are the first runs scored in the first inning against Guthrie this season, as it took all the way up to game 5.
Yeah, I don't really agree with that call as far as the RBI. He was stopping. I mean, he hesitated.
That's 2 nights in a row that's happened where the RBI's been credited where an error's occurred, and they've given the hitter an RBI, at least for the moment. So a 1-0 lead. Mark Teixeira 1 for 11 lifetime off Guthrie. He will take that first strike. Hitting at only 129. 3 doubles, 2 home runs, 4 his extra base hits. Johnson gets his 6th RBI with that 135 average. And he's at second base. Guthrie, that one's going to miss down low, and a 3-ball, 1 strike count.
So one of our keys to the game, first run in the first inning, that's down the window. And of course, he's been behind all three hitters. That's not the way you want to pitch to the Yankees.
3-ball, 1-strike delivery on the way. That is a strike taken at the knees. Teixeira did not think so in the call by Las Diaz, the home plate umpire.
Well, as much as he's struggling, he's still thinking about if he can, even though the count's now 3-2, hit a ball to the right side. Make it easier for Alex Rodriguez on deck.
Shift is on. He does just that. Garrett Atkins will take it to the bag for the out, but Johnson does go to third base.
Let's take a look at the way Jeremy Guthrie holds the pitches, the traditional four-seam fastball. There's your two-seamer, fingers right on and then the knuckle curveball. Doesn't throw it a whole lot. More sliders and the changeup, circle changeup that he's noticed that Brian Mattis throws his a little bit harder than maybe Jeremy does, so he's working on maybe a harder changeup. We'll see if it's effective.
Johnson at third base now, only one away, and the infield's going to come in. Johnson is a slow runner, so on a ground ball, the Orioles are going to try and hold him.
Yeah, they come in about what about halfway, not all the way in, and because of that, what you described, lack of speed.
A-Rod at the plate. A-Rod had an 0 for 5 in the opener. He's put up a .274 average so far, 5 doubles, 2 homers, and has 11 RBIs on the season. Hitting over .290 with runners in scoring position. A-Rod lifts it in the air to left. That'll get a run in. Jones and Montanez. Jones wants it. He'll put it away. That'll be a sac fly, and the Yankees have a 2-0 lead.
They do exactly what they're supposed to.
Robinson Cano coming to the plate. At least the bases will be clear as Guthrie faces the man who right now is absolutely red hot. Last 2 seasons in the American League, Robinson Cano has had the best month of April, followed by Cabrera, Longoria, third. And he certainly has kept it up here this season. He's got a 6-game hit streak. He extended it with a 3 for 4 in the ball game last night. So Guthrie's got 2 down and nobody on. But the Yankees have 2 runs in. Jeremy Guthrie came into this ball game having allowed only 4 hits and no runs in the first innings of his first 4 games. Here in this one, a couple of runs on 2 hits. And they have changed that RBI call, so Johnson does not get an RBI. It's the error that allows Jeter to score.
Yeah, only because he hesitated. And of course, you know, if you look at this inning, and of course you're pitching against CC Sabathia, but of course Jeter's done it year in and year out ever since he broke in '96. He just hit a ground ball right over the bag. You can't do much about that. Single to left wouldn't hurt you. But the first 4 guys in their lineup went 0 for 18 with 1 for 18 last, with only Teixeira getting that hit in the 9th inning.
2-1 delivery on the way. Robinson Cano, shot to center, Atom ball. He's got it. 2 runs are in on a couple of hits. Nobody left on base, and the Yankees jump out on top. We'll take a look at the O's lineup coming up. Lead. Let's take a look at the starting lineup for the Orioles tonight. The Dave Tremblay's Ball Club. Jones, Markakis, and Wigginton, Tejada, Wieters, and Atkins. Raimo, Montanez, and Izturis. Izturis last 2 games, 4 for 6, and 3 runs batted in.
Take a look at the 29-year-old lefty. Well, he's a bird hunter. 9-1 against the Orioles. Back-to-back complete games, even though he did give up the 3-run home run to Kurt Suzuki. The Oakland A's lost the last game he pitched. And then again, they really unscathed as far as the home run ball here at Camden Yards. No home runs in 48 innings. And he's a Hawk. 6'7", 290-ish. Turned 30 in July, I think the 21st of July. And last year won 19 games, won 9 out of the last 10.
Jones will lead it off against him. Adam has a 4-game hit streak. He extended it in the ball game last night in his last at bat when he picked up a double. He has 4 hits and 9 at bats against Sabathia. They're going to play in at first and third. Why?
You'll probably listen to the press conference.
And it's a strike taken.
Dave Tremblay said, he's got to work the count. He's got to bunt, which he has done. He did it up in Boston very successfully. Of course, A-Rod up for the first one back when he throws a strike. And
Jones with an 0-1 count on him. They back up there. And that's what he does. He lays down the body. A-Rod, perfect play, and got him.
Okay, what Greg Nettles used to do with the Yankees, he would give you the look that he's playing back, but he'd be creeping in, and this is not a very good bunt. Look how hard it is bunted. But A-Rod still has to make a great play. Alex, bare hand, snap throw. I tell you what, even though the ball wasn't dead, excellent play. Otherwise, you do get yourself a base hit.
So Jones indeed does try to lay one down to get on. 1 away. And here is Markakis. Nick had an 0 for 5 in the ball game last night. CC Sabathia, unlike Guthrie, it's been the first inning where you better get him. He has given up 4 runs on 3 hits in the first innings this season in the 4 games he's pitched, allowing 1 home run in the first inning. After that, not much.
Well, lefties are only 3 for 21, so not a lot of them playing. The Orioles, of course, Markakis, the only left-hander playing tonight, and went back on the 16th of April, 1 extra base hits. Last year, they only had 198 entire season.
Nick has picked the pace up, but obviously it will be that much tougher to do here against this left-hander. Nick is 2 for 17 lifetime off Sabathia. Here's the 1-1 delivery on the way. Fastball down the line. He's got a base hit. He'll make the turn into the corner. Gardner. Markakis to second with a double.
You can throw a lot of the numbers you anticipate out the window already. They don't score on Guthrie all year long. They get 2. They don't hit many doubles or extra base hits. Only the second of the year, and now 22 at bats.
So Josh Hamilton and Nick Markakis, the only 2 with extra base hits in the first off him as a left-hander. The 2 of them have gotten doubles. Now the Orioles get a scoring opportunity, and Ty Wigginton at the plate. Orioles down 2-0 early, but threatening to get at least one of those back right here. Wigginton, a 4-game hit streak, hitting at .327. He's got 12 RBIs. Extra base hits include 2 doubles and 6 home runs for Ty. Wigginton, 3 for 9 with runners in scoring position. That's one of the better numbers. The best among the regulars for the O's. That one tails away on the strike. Ty Wigginton, without him, the Orioles' offense in many games would have been non-existent. But he has been very consistent. The highest slugging percentage through 20 for Oriole right-handed batters. Frank Robinson the record, then Junior. Frank Robinson again, Bordick, and Ty Wigginton. Good lead at second. 1-1 delivery on the way. Wigginton fouls it down the right field side. Teixeira will get chase, no play.
Well, Ty, I took one in the ribs last night. I said, you didn't even wince. He said, no.
And he
I
said,
did this morning.
It hurt.
Yeah. I mean, he just trotted down, and I said, that is really taking one for the club.
It was funny. I said, well, gee, you ran right out of the box right down the line. He said, yeah, but I was screaming all the way down. Silently. 1-2 count on Wigginton. Sabathia's delivery to him is outside with a breaking ball, and it goes to 2-2.
Yeah, one of those nights, again, the temperatures, I suppose, are going to get down in the 40s, and there is some breeze, so very ball should probably be a little bit slick. We saw a little bit last night. Kevin Millwood had trouble with his curveball. Phil Buse early on, and then eventually would get the feel for it. But the ball was doing a lot of stuff all over the place last night for both Millwood and Hughes.
Here's the 2-2 delivery. Wigginton chases one and is gone.
Yeah, there's so much movement, so much deception. I mean, CC, very athletic. I don't care how big he is. I mean, he's got a great arm. There's a changeup. It stays up, but it runs away from Ty. Now, that ball's in the middle of the plate, probably going to get hit very hard, but the deception, turning it over. And again, do you see the ball? There's a lot of stuff going on, and boom, there it is. And then it just runs away enough. And he's way out in front. The change of speed gets Ty Wigginton, and that's not easy lately.
Now Miguel Tejada will look for the 2-out RBI, as the Orioles did last night when they got 4 of them. 2 down. Tejada will take the pitch for a strike. A .313 lifetime average for Tejada against CC Sabathia. Gary Crowley saying Tejada's just one of those players who, the tougher the competition is, the more he likes to succeed. And talking about the numbers he has against Sabathia. Markakis off second base, the 0-1 delivery, and that'll be fouled off. He got fisted on that one. Strike 2 count.
Well, 93, and a lot of deception. And when the Orioles beat him opening day, the Yankees coming in the Camden Yards last year, he just didn't have his command. In the next game, he came back here, beat the Orioles. Adam Jones said, boy, an entirely different pitcher. And of course, he ended up going 19-8, won 9 of his last 10 decision. As good as he was last year, I think in his last start he gave up something like 8 runs in 2 1/3 innings, 9 hits to Tampa Bay, or that earned run average would have even been lower. He had a very, very special year for the Yanks.
3.0 is ERA coming in. 3.37 last year. 2-strike count to Tejada. Orioles trying to get Markakis in from second base. Nobody trying to hold him there. Tejada, slow roller. A-Rod's called on again. Not this time. He's got the infield hit. Markakis will move over to third base, and Tejada's got a single. Corners covered with 2 down. I think he won't get a lot of those in the course of a year.
Well, that was well placed. You take a full swing, and Alex Rodriguez, runner in scoring position, 2 out. He's playing deep, exactly where he should be playing. And, just a good pitch. You don't hit it.
And that's why you run him out.
Oh, yes.
You never know. So 2 on with 2 down. And here's Matt Wieters. Matt had his hit streak ended at 8 in an 0 for 2 in the ball game last night.
What you still like, though, is he did get on base twice with some base on balls. So, again, the on base percentage.
Sabathia with 2 down. Wieters will foul that one away. Now, of course, switch hitter getting the opportunity to go up right-handed here, as he doesn't get a lot of those chances in the course of the season. Although this year the Orioles have faced few lefties. He's hitting .318 right-handed, .313 left-handed. 1 home run hit from the left side. 1 strikeout. Wieters. Breaking ball. 0-2.
And a good one. Talking to Kenny Singleton, former Oriole, now broadcast for the Yankees, he said Matt Wieters is a lot like him in the sense that you hit the fastball the other way, and again, there's going to be that top slider, and you get on top of it, and he certainly does because it goes straight down. And Kenny said, you hit the fastball the other way and you pull the breaking ball, and Matt does that quite often. 6 of his 9 home runs last year were the opposite field. He's got tremendous power. They're still talking about the home run he hit down in Tampa, way, way up in the bleachers.
Markakis off third, Tejada off first. 2-strike delivery. Wieters takes it away, and a 1-ball 2-strike count. Matt with runners in scoring position so far this season, 4 for 18. That's a .222 number. I'll tell you about the left-handers the Orioles have faced so far. They have won 1 and lost 5 against left-handed starters. And overall, the team average is just .225 off left-handers. And Wieters goes down swinging. 2 strikeouts for Sabathia, no runs, couple of hits, 2 are left on base. Yankees have a 2-0 lead. Seven, 2-4-1 Luna. Active doubles leaders, Ivan Rodriguez on top. Manny Ramirez, Ken Griffey Jr., Garrett Anderson, Todd Helton, A-Rod, and Derek Jeter very close together, and Miguel Tejada 14. Some active doubles right there, and I mean active with a capital A. Love the hats, though.
Good night to have them.
In style. Posada, Granderson, and Swisher are due up against Jeremy Guthrie. What a Posada, 4 for 15 and a home run lifetime off Guthrie, who started, stopped. And Posada backs out. Last night, he launched one. That was a Yankee fan that threw that back, wasn't it? I saw that last night twice, and I couldn't believe it. Posada got it in the 4th inning, his 5th of the year.
Gave him a 2-1 lead.
Caught him on the knee.
Well, you can hear the Yankee fans. They're booing. Can't be mad. I tell you what, there's no reason to throw at him, but watch him just over-rotate. Head jerks left. Ball's, well, what, 2 feet inside? And why would you ever, already down 2-0, want to hit the first guy? Now, it doesn't make your leg feel better.
First batter hit by Guthrie this season. Girardi comes out to walk his catcher down.
Well, he has been pitching inside, but it's just a dance. You throw a hard slider, 2-seamer, just to kind of unsettle the feet, so to speak. But that ball just got away from him. And you could just see his head, shoulder go straight left, something he hasn't done a lot of.
We are seeing the numbers go right out the window in this ball game in 1+ innings. Leadoff batters in an inning is a place where the Orioles starters have been exceptionally good. Leadoff hitters, opponent batting average, Guthrie .231, Mattis .261, Millwood .265. David Hernandez is the only one who's had a struggle with that. And Jeremy has been outstanding getting leadoff batters out, in the first 2 in this ball game. First and second inning have reached.
Again, his ball so far inside, there's no way. Jorge just trying to get out of the way, plants the front foot and nowhere to go.
If you do the percentage, Guthrie had retired 74% of leadoff batters coming into the ballgame. The Yankees get him on, and here's Granderson, who had an 0 for 4 in the ballgame last night.
Well, and he was 0 for 4 because Kevin Millwood just kept peppering that outside corner. And all you need to know about Jeremy Guthrie is where's the glove and where's the ball go. And tonight so far, where Wieters, Matt's putting the glove, the ball's not going there. And there's a tendency of, hey, Yankees lost your last 4 starts last year. overthrown a little bit. Just doesn't work.
That ball's going to be a base hit into right center field. Posada not going fast at all, just stops at second base. I mean, he just loped down there. Maybe that knee where he got hit really bothering him because he could barely get down to second base.
And look at it in the dugout. Of course, easily would have gotten to third base because the ball's not up the gap, but certainly towards the gap.
He's limping out there, even trying to get a lead.
No, not limping. It just, I guess he just figured that Jones was going to close on it because it was hit so hard. But normally you'd have your first and third, maybe. Chris Granderson can run, maybe a double.
First and second, still nobody out. Nick Swisher, Yankees, 3 hits on the board. And Swisher, he's the one who's got the big time numbers against Jeremy Guthrie. 474. The all-time leader in average against Guthrie, Vidro Cabrera, Figgins, and Jacoby Ellsbury. And that's going to be a strike call, 1-1.
And then you couple in the fact that he loves hitting here. In the last 18 games, 9 home runs. In fact, last year, 21 of the first 24 home runs, he would end up with 29 on the road. So as good a park as Yankee Stadium is, didn't matter for Nick Swisher.
1-1 delivery to him, and that is taken for a strike. Guthrie trying to battle back here and regain control of this ball game. Swisher was the designated hitter last night, working back in right field, his normal spot in this ball game.
Boy, you'd just like to get it out. Double play would be preferable.
Posada off second, Granderson off first. In the air, deep center, Jones back, turning, and off the wall, and ricochets towards right field. Posada will score. Right behind him is Granderson. The throw to third is not in time. Swisher caught up with the other 2 runners, and a 2 RBI triple and a 4-0 Yankee lead.
Well, this ball again, it's just elevated and it just smoked to center field. Adam Jones, who plays relatively shallow, can't get it. Ball caroms off the wall. He's going to miss the cutoff, man. He takes a look right here and then just heaves it. Because if you hit the cutoff, man, you're getting somebody at home plate or somebody at third base.
So Nick Swisher keeps his big numbers up against Guthrie, and he gets the 2 RBIs. The infield again is going to move halfway in. Brett Gardner with all that speed, he will take it for a strike. And Guthrie in trouble early here in this ball game. Swisher's got 11 RBIs now and 2 triples. Gardner hitting .296, takes Guthrie's delivery up high, and it's 1-1. Well, the Yankees come out like a house of fire offensively here in this ball game. 4 runs and 4 hits.
Yeah, combination of a very good hitting team against a guy struggling with his command. I mean, 1 breaking ball, that was the second pitch to Gardner. That was high. Tried to establish the changeup. Fastball's not going where he wants to, right in the hitting zone. And you know, we even saw it towards the end of last night's game. Jim Johnson came in, did get 3 guys out, but they had some real good at bats, hit the ball hard, but at people. There's an attempt on a changeup.
The left-handers have just walloped Guthrie and are doing so in this game. They're hitting .347 off him coming in. Right-handers only .204.
Well, he's had a much better slider against righties than he did last year.
This lineup loaded with the left-handers in it again as it was last night, just because they have so many switch hitters. You got Teixeira and Jorge Posada and Nick Swisher, switch hitting route. You got Johnson in there, left-handed. Robinson Cano, hottest hitter in baseball.
Yeah, right in the middle of that lineup.
Yep. 3-2 delivery, and that one to left field. Montanez, runner tagging. Not deep. Gonna go. Gonna stop. Throw all the way into the plate. And Swisher doesn't go. There's the first out as Brett Gardner flies out. Orioles and Yankees will wrap up this 3-game series here tomorrow at 7:05. Good seats still remain for this great rivalry. And every Thursday in 2010 is Kids Night. Kids 10 and under receive a free upper reserve seat with a paying adult. 888-848-BIRD or Orioles.com for details. Derek Jeter led this ball game off with a double and would come around to score the first Yankee run. With only one away, the infield again is moved in and even further in than it was against Gardner. And Jeter will punch that one foul.
Well, that's because of the speed factor. And of course, it makes Jeter doesn't need a lot of help with the infield in. So he started this whole offensive juggernaut with just a routine grounder, but he just happened to place it right over the right field first base bag.
385 with runners in scoring position, ninth best in the league for Jeter. The Yankees, watching from the bench, are not going to be digging in on Jeremy Guthrie in this game, as his pitchers have been all over the place, including one on the knee of Jorge Posada, who's already come around to score. That's how this inning started. Here's the 1-1 delivery. Jeter will take it outside. 2-1 strikeout. Jeremy Guthrie against the Yankees. 3 wins, 6 losses. He has lost his last 4 against them. Here at Camden Yards against the Yankees, he's 2-4 in this ballpark with a 4.09 ERA at home. 2-1 delivery, and that'll get a run in. Nick Markakis backing up will put it away. Swisher will tag and score. 5-0 Yankees.
Yeah, first breaking ball for a strike, but it's a slider that stays up just enough for Derek Jeter to do exactly what he or any hitter with a runner than less than 2 outs on third wants to do, get the ball in the air.
And our Expo brought to you by H.H. Gregg. We buy buying TVs and appliances simple. H.H. Gregg, price and advice guaranteed.
You could see him reaching for it, but again, the height of the ball not at the knees or lower. There's another slider underneath, and just one of those nights where Jeremy is overthrown a little bit. That could be both the fact that it just happens, or maybe it's emotional, but that leads to a lot of runs against this team. That was a good pitch.
Nick Johnson got a single his first time up. He came around to score. It is his 8th hit of the season. Batting just 151, but oh, what one hit can do for you. He raises average from 135 to 151 with one hit.
What he really brings, if he can stay healthy, and that's been an issue throughout his career, whether it's wrist injuries early on and then the broken leg in the collision when he was playing for the Nats, but he gives you a guy that can pick it at first. Great on base percentage. He's going to hit, anywhere from 10 to probably 20 home runs. There's a good pitch.
Got him. Guthrie gets the strikeout, and that will end the inning. But 3 runs across for the Yankees, and they have a 5-0 lead.
came up to him and told him he would be back because CC Sabathia, the left-hander, on the mound. Many people, though, surprised to see Ryan Hughes sat since he was called up from AAA. He had 3 consecutive games where he hit. He had 3 RBI in that game, and a lot of people thought he gave the lineup a spark. But Dave Tremblay still willing to give the veteran who signed here as a free agent an opportunity again here. And Atkins told me that he's been through this before, and he knows the logic behind it. He said, hey, if you have your team's not hitting, you have a guy that is hitting. I understand Dave Tremblay's going to put him in the lineup. But he said today he's not going to press because of it. He said last year he did that when his job was threatened with the Rockies. And he said because of it, he thinks he never got into a groove. So tonight he said he was going to focus on the good things he felt he has been doing at the plate, like making good contact with the ball, having good at-bats. And he said his swing feels really good right now. So he's going to try to continue those things rather than focus on the negative and fighting for his job right now. Gary?
All right, Amber, and he'll be looking for his first hit against the left-handed pitcher this year. He is 0 for 17 against the lefties. He has hit Sabathia, though. He's had 3 hits and 4 at-bats off CC Sabathia. Sabathia with a 5-0 lead in this ball game in the bottom of the 2nd inning. That ball towards the middle, Cano over, and that takes a hop on him. That should be a base hit.
Yeah, oh yeah, very definitely 1 for 1 now.
And
0 for 17's gone.
Strategy pays off early.
Yeah, just pokes it up the middle. You could see him actually cover the outside corner, then very difficult play. Man, you can't get in front of this if you're Robinson Cano, so you're either going to backhand it, and anytime you backhand a ball, you saw it when Davey Johnson first played second, if the ball just comes up, it's going to hit the heel of your glove, and he didn't have a choice there.
Francisco Cervelli has come on to do the catching, so out is Posada, who was hit by a pitch in that 2nd inning. Cervelli behind the plate now for the Yankees. Here's Reimold, designated hitter. And Joe Girardi, no matter what the score of this game, will be on pins and needles for the reason of having to put his backup catcher in the ball game in the 2nd inning. You really hate doing that. You want that backup catcher on the bench. And usually blowouts or close games, the last person to get in is that backup catcher. Because generally whoever the designated catcher is beyond it isn't a catcher. Here's how Posada took one. That hurts even more the second and third time around.
That sound is horrible.
So Cervelli in there.
Well, 138 wins, 82 losses for CC Sabathia. You wouldn't think he changes.
Down to third. A-Rod's being tested in this one. Only play at first, and he gets it there. Atkins goes down to second.
Yeah, you don't think he's going to change his game plan. The other thing they do so well for CC, and I'm not sure he needs it, is they're getting him 6.67 runs through his first 4 starts. This is his 5th start. So a guy that's pitching well, even though they didn't get a lot of runs in his last start, and well supported.
Runner on at second base. The Orioles have plenty of time now to chip away in this game. That's never easy to do against Sabathia, but we're only in the 2nd inning. Montañez getting the start in left field. 0 for 1 in the ball game last night. He is 0 for 6 lifetime off CC Sabathia. Montañez in the 5 at-bats against lefties this year so far, and he's gone 1 for 5. But again, scoring opportunity. The Orioles got that runner to second base with 1 away in the 1st inning, could not convert. Now they get a runner again at second base with 1 away. Montañez high in the air to left field. Gardner checking. Will it carry? Back at the wall and will make the catch. Almost a paint scraper.
Oh, we told you about Kurt Suzuki 3-run home run as a Yankee outfielders, and of course I got it. And of course Granderson right there because it was hit so high. But the 3-run home run was the big blow against Sabathia. That was a home run swing. I mean, that was a terrific swing. And again, the wind was blowing in during batting practice. But I think he might have thought that ball might have gotten out of here. Not tonight, though. Not except down the lines.
Here is his Taurus. What a night he had last night. Started it out with a bases loaded walk. Picked up an RBI. Followed RBI single in the 6th. Followed in the 8th with what proved to be the game-winning RBI. So a 3 RBI ball game and 2 for 3 and a walk. This Taurus 2 for 16 lifetime off Sabathia. He will take that for a strike.
Well, the one thing about CC, when he's pitching well, He's going to make you cover the outside corner if you're a right-handed hitter. And when he does that, he's got a change-up. He's already seen 2 strikeouts with that change. And then when you cover the outside corner, he's got the hard slider that dives at your back leg if you're a right-handed hitter.
That one towards short. Jeter. Long throw. One gets the out. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on base. We've completed 2. The Yankees have a 5-0 lead. Go to Southwest.com. Grab your bag. It's on. The Yankees have the early lead in this ball game. Our Wired Wednesday brought to you by Verizon, the network with the most 3G coverage. And the skipper of the Orioles, Dave Tremblay, standing by to join us here as the Orioles find themselves down early. Mark Teixeira up. Skip, you're a lot closer watching Guthrie. What do you see?
Well, he hasn't been consistent with his delivery. Been behind. They came right out and got some hits together. He just needs to be more consistent with his delivery and better pitches in the strike zone.
Sabathia, one of the best pitchers in all of baseball, won his last 4 starts against the Orioles. Any formula to trying to beat him? I mean, he doesn't walk a whole lot of guys. Hadn't thrown a home run here, I guess, in 48 innings in his career.
Well, I think it's even tougher when he gets staked to a 5-0 lead. We needed a 2-out hit there in the first, to get back in it. Now we're going to have to try and get some base runners on and put a string of hits together. I think he'll just get stronger as the game goes on, and we'll have to battle to get back into it.
That one is playable, and that will be hauled in. Skip, over the last couple of nights, some fly balls have been hit pretty hard. What's your read on the carry here on these last couple of cool nights?
Well, I think the ball will go out if you hit it down the lines. I think later in the evening as it gets, I don't think up in the alleys the ball's going to travel. You're really going to have to hit it. It just seems like there's a lot of dead air here.
Rod up, a strike.
One of the pleasant surprise for the Orioles over the last 3 games, Ryan Hughes, and I asked him if he was playing down at the cage. He said no, the skipper is going to play Garrett Atkins. Well, so far it looks pretty good. Did you have any thought of maybe because he's been swinging the bat so well of sticking him in there against a very, very tough left-hander?
No, I didn't. I knew what the pitching matchups were coming into the series, and Hughes has gotten off to a very good start for us. But Atkins, in order for us to be successful, he's going to have to contribute. And he's got very good numbers in his career against left-handed pitching, so I got him back in there tonight.
Skip, a quick one. Were you happy to see Jones lay down a bunt?
Yeah, that's part of his game. Rodriguez made a heck of a play. Any other time, it's a base hit. He does that more often. I think he'll beat a bunch of them out. He did it in, the last series in Boston. He basically walked to first base. It was such a good one. I think a lot of teams play him deep at third, and if they give it to him and he's leading off and in, I think it's a very good weapon.
All right, Dave, we appreciate it. Thanks very much.
All righty.
And our Wired Wednesday, the skipper of the Orioles, Dave Tremblay, joining us live from the dugout. That ball in the air to right, curving towards the line. Markakis And it keeps right on curving into the seats.
Well, so we know the wind is blowing a little bit, at least down the right field line to the stands. Well, I know it's frustrating for Jeremy Guthrie because with his personality and his preparation, you know he wants to pitch well. But the only thing you can do is try to just put the brakes on right here.
Those flags are the only ones I've found that actually tell you which way the wind's really blowing. It's about a mile away. They're way out there and way up there. But they generally show you the true direction of the wind. The flags here inside the yard, because the wind swirls here at Camden Yards, it's very hard to read the flags. I mean, there it looks like there's no wind at all, but there is.
Well, the late Elrod Hendricks, who coach and player for years, used to say, just look at the birds up on the scoreboard. Wherever the noses are blowing, that's the way the wind is. And then you look at the birds, sometimes they don't want to talk to each other.
They're looking at each other.
Yeah, I understand that. Tonight they like each other.
So one bird's going one way and one Oriole's blowing the other way. 3-ball, 2-strike count on A-Rod. He takes it to left. It's an atom ball and hauled in. Fontenot jumping up to pull in the rebound, and there are 2 down.
Yeah, that's not a good habit to throw a slider that ends up thigh high in the middle of the plate to Alex Rodriguez. Just imagine if that was hit at Miguel Tejada. His career could be over. But luckily, in Maynez, I tell you what, that's a tough ball to handle. Makes a nice play.
You'd rethink third base. So there are 2 down here, and a chance to retire the side in order in the third. Robinson Cano, he flied out first time up. Cano leads the league in average. He is second in multi-hit games, third in hits, third in runs. And he drills that one to right. Nick Markakis looking way back, and goodbye home run. Robinson Cano, his 6th homer of the year. 6-0 Yankees.
Well, there's another high slider. Fastball. I mean, he's leading not only league in batting average, but also hard hit balls. He lined out the center on a fastball, so you figure I'm going to trick him. Watch where this one ends up. I mean, it just hovers around the middle of the plate and waiting to get smacked. This is the wrong guy to hang a slider to. He's that hot.
3 home runs off Guthrie. All have been hit by left-handers this year. Only 3, but boy, Cano tagged that one, and 7-game hit streak for him. I mean, he is so hot. Do not touch, or you will get severely burned. What a start he has had to this season. 15 runs batted in now. And that is on the outside corner for a strike. Cervelli getting his first at bat, coming in for Jorge Posada.
Yeah, his first at bat in the big leagues, first base hit, was against Jeremy Guthrie last May 8th.
0-2 delivery outside,
which is the day that A-Rod came back. So the Yankees, since A-Rod are back, is 113-55, or is it because of Francisco Cervelli as we look at Mark Hendrickson? Because he's been on the club ever since then too.
I'll place my bets. That is outside. We asked Kenny Singleton, Karen, our erstwhile support staff, ran over to ask Kenny, who's the third catcher for the Yankees? They don't have one. So there is nobody.
Girardi.
Yeah, Girardi. Check swing foul ball. Probably it's Pena, he said. There is no designated third catcher. We were talking about the problems of having your backup catcher come in the 2nd inning. So he thinks Pena would be the one, but he said, I think Romero Pena, an infielder, probably just ran and hid when he saw Jorge Posada come out of the ball game. That is taken down low, and a 3-ball, 2-strike count on Francisco Cervelli. Cervelli trying to keep the inning alive here. 3-2 delivery, grounded back to the mound. Guthrie's got that one. The home run by Cano with 2 down adds another, though, as we go to the bottom of the third. Yankees trailing. Orioles rather trailing. Jones, Markakis, and Wigginton at the top. Due up.
Hanging out with CC Sabathia. It was clear the two were very close, and he told me they go way back to the year 2000 when Bunbury was with the Cleveland Indians organization. He was an outfield coach and a base running coach, and CC was just a very young pitcher trying to prove himself in A ball. Well, Bunbury told me he'll never forget the night that he knew CC Sabathia was going to be special. He said his stuff was electric. He said about 2 balls left the infield all night, and afterwards he wanted to tell CC how he felt, but he said, I was a coach. At that level, you still want to coach. You don't want to pump them up too much because it's a long road to the big league. So instead of giving him a straight-out compliment, he just said, hey, CC, maybe you could have gotten me out tonight. So, Palmer, you know Bunbury. That was just Bunbury being himself, never short of confident.
And he was right about the end result.
Yeah, oh, well. Yeah, I think the whole world learned about CC Sabathia. I mean, obviously a bonus kid out of Vallejo, California, but in 2008 when he got traded to the Brewers, went 11-2, pitched with 3 days rest, normal 4 days, so he took the ball and was just a marvelous pitcher. Led the league in innings pitched, second in strikeouts, 5 shutouts. That's why they made the investment in him, and he stays healthy.
Adam denied a base hit, trying to bunt his way on by A-Rod, who made a very fine play, and A-Rod's moved in again. Now backs up. He's playing a little cat and mouse with Jones. Here's the 1-1 delivery towards second base. This time, Cadeau's got it. Jones retired. Last night, Adam Jones, in frustration, this was after his 4th at bat when he struck out, slammed the bat and the helmet down on the ground. And after the game, he said, my mother saw that. So I said tonight, I said, Adam, what'd she say? He said, when I talked to my mother, she said, don't slam that damn bat on the ground. He won't do it again for a while. Mama watches all these games, and Adam knows Mama will call, and she did.
Well, everybody can tell you not to wear your emotions on your sleeve. It's just hard not to do that from time to time, especially when you're frustrated.
Yep. Nick Markakis had a double his first time up. Orioles have 3 hits off Sabathia. They've had a chance. They've left 3 in scoring position here in the first 2 innings of the ball game. But the Yankees have the 6-0 lead. And that'll be scooped by Cervelli, and the count goes to a ball and a strike. Nick with the bat coming alive now at 273, still looking for his first home run. Has 3 RBIs. That's not the number he wanted in that department at this point either. Sabathia with a very long look in, a little too long, and Markakis will back out.
Well, you know, it's the interesting thing about runners in scoring position. He was 3 for 13. If he gets 2 for 2, he'll be hitting 333. That's how easy it is to get those numbers up. And
that one towards the shortstop hole, knocked down by Jeter, but no play.
Well, we're going to see how they score this. There certainly could be scored a base hit because it's on the outfield grass. Hit sharply. I mean, you got to look how long a distance he has to go. If he catches that, you can't stop right away on the grass. There's no way that Markakis is probably not going to beat that out.
It is a base hit. So Nick, in his first 2 times up in this ball game, has equaled the number of hits he had in the first 17 at bats against CC Sabathia. He's 2 for 2. Wigginton, a strikeout victim, his first time up. Ty stands in with 1 down. 4-game hit streak in which he's hit 500 during the streak. 7 for 14. And Wigginton on a check swing goes around.
Philip Hughes was talking to him today, the young 23-year-old right-hander. He said, it's unbelievable. He said Wigginton must see everything, because everybody was talking about how deceptive he is. Kind of short arms the ball. He's 6'5", great stuff, great curveball last night. Command was a little bit awry, so to speak, but he said Wigginton just, I mean, you can just tell, and you can out there. They're just, you know, you make your best pitch and you see that bat head out in front and you go, uh-oh, what am I going to do? That kind of like pitching against Cano.
And Wigginton said tonight, I was talking with him, he said that Hughes had the best fastball that he's seen this year. It was the most explosive, he said, of any pitcher they've been up against so far.
And just imagine the other viewpoint, which is, I think he's on everything I'm throwing.
It's a good matchup then.
Well, Philip Hughes got a chance to be a terrific pitcher. Great
Non-decision last night, the line. Still remains undefeated on the season. Ty Wigginton with a runner at first base, one down. Nick Markakis being held by Mark Teixeira. CC in the air, right field, hit deep, going back. Nick Swisher along with Granderson, and that's going to take a hop off the wall. Coming around is Markakis. He'll be held up at third base, and Wigginton's got a double and a 5-game hit streak.
Well, red hot. He's not missing any pitches in the middle of the plate. Struck out the last time on a good changeup right here. There might have been another changeup, but this one stays up. No, fastball. And then again, it's just, you hate to give up runs, even if you got a 6-0 lead. So again, the fact that I don't think Nick got a real good read on that. Down by 6 runs, wanted to make sure the ball got over Swisher's head.
Hitting over 320 now, Wigginton against Sabathia. And now 2 in scoring position. Tejada had a single his first time up and a slow roller to third. Markakis and Wigginton out there. Big runs. The Orioles need to get going against Sabathia. Down 6-0. 313 batting average. Tejada against Sabathia coming into the ball game. And the 1 for 5 so far with runners in scoring position. That's what has hurt the Orioles to the moment. Here's the 1-0. He will be nubbed foul. It did not go outside the batter's box. Sabathia has been, as many really good pitchers are, his toughest when there are runners on base. The opponent team batting average only .208 when there are runners on. It is a whopping .385 when the bases are empty.
Yeah, it came in 1 for 6 this year. Shows you how well he's pitched. That's why you have to, as Kurt Suzuki did when he lost to the A's in his last start, you got to get him with maybe a 3-run home run, which is what happened up at Oakland.
1 ball, 1 strike count. Sabathia wants the signs again. First time through the lineup, teams have hit 129 against him. Second time too, they've hit 156. Doesn't change very much. Here's the 1-1 delivery. Tejada, another slow roller. Cano, a run will score. Flips it over and almost handcuffed Teixeira, but he hangs on. Tejada gets the RBI. The Orioles are on the board. A 6-1 ball game.
Yeah, nice play by Robinson Cano because he knew he did not have to hurry. Gets there. Underhand throw. Tails a little bit, but the Gold Glover gets it.
Well, credit to Tejada with RBI number 10. And a runner at third base now with 2 down for Wieters. Matt Wieters, a strikeout victim. Sabathia's got no walks, 2 strikeouts so far. Wieters gets the 2-out RBI chance. And the off-speed, and I mean off-speed pitches in there.
Hadn't thrown too many curveballs. He didn't throw that hard slider, but he just dropped it over. And you can't possibly be looking for it because the fastball's been in the low to 93, 94 range. And then you struck out on a changeup the first time. There's the inside fastball. Yeah, well, you're getting to see why it's so tough to beat this guy. He plays for a great team. He knows how to pitch. He can pitch at both sides of the plate. He can pitch in and in with that pitch. He can cut the slider in, and then he can two-seam you and change up you away.
Wieters with an 0-2 count, 2 down. Runner off third base, Wigginton. And tails that one away. And it goes to 1 and 2. Matt trying to pick the numbers up, getting the RBI totals with it. With that 4 for 19. With runners in scoring position in the year, Wieters had an opportunity. Runners at first and third in the first inning and was struck out. Matt's hitting at 310 as he stands in here. 1-2 delivery. Tried to get him to chase that pitch again, and he wouldn't do it. 2-2. Sabathia sneaks a peek over to third on Wigginton. Here's the 2-2 delivery, and Wieters is gone again. He has struck him out twice. The Orioles get a run on a couple of hits and leave a base runner on. 6-1. List is the Lyric Opera House. Thursday, one night only. That's Thursday at 8 o'clock. Ticketmaster, you can get tickets. Joining us here, Tracy, nice to have you with us. How you doing?
It's a pleasure. You guys are legends, and it's an honor
he's the
to be
legend.
here.
Legend in our own.
Both of you guys are legends.
Well, wait a minute.
This is incredible. I got into a fight over your baseball card.
No. Who won?
Wow.
I did.
Oh,
You're taking my Jim Palmer from me.
Good man. You still got it?
Nah.
No?
No. I think my older brother got it.
You didn't
Oh,
throw away.
okay. Well, at least it's in the family.
Oh, throw away in all those boxes.
Yep.
So wait a minute. Now, you got Brooklyn on, and we know that's for the Dodgers.
Right.
But you're from the Bronx.
Well, I'm Brooklyn-born, Bronx bred.
Oh, okay.
Born in Brooklyn, grew up in the Bronx.
And then you had an Oriole uniform on, but I know you like the pinstripe.
Let's just put it like this. I love baseball.
Oh, okay. That's good. We like that.
That's good.
I love baseball.
Well,
Baseball has been very, very good to me.
that's right. You're Saturday Night Live.
Absolutely.
30 Rock, Saturday Night Live,
Well, I tell you,
comedy
that's-
tour.
yeah.
Not bad.
Now, an Orioles game.
And now an Orioles game.
And add that to the list.
Now, so that's what you've done. Your career has been stand-up comedy, huh?
Yes.
And how do you ever start that career?
Apollo Theater, I read.
First of all, the first thing you have to do is be funny.
So that would eliminate
You don't want
us.
to get into comedy and not be funny.
Yeah.
Well,
okay.
that's a good
But how do
idea,
you know
right.
if you're funny?
Well, if the girls laugh, then you're funny.
The girls laughed at me my whole life. It didn't mean I was funny.
Well,
Got him on a strikeout.
that was a way for me to get the girls. So then I said, wait a minute, I can turn this into a business.
Okay, now, you started what? The Apollo Theater, like in 1984, I read? I Googled you today.
Well,
You're in
actually-
there, by the way.
Thank you. My dad did stand-up comedy in Vietnam.
Oh, you're kidding.
So, yeah, and he was the funniest man in the world to me, and I wanted to imitate my dad. So I'm just basically imitating my dad.
Wow. Did he actually work with you in comedy?
No, actually, before I got into show business, my dad passed away in 1987. So, but I kept the legacy of funny alive. So he's with me.
How do you stay funny?
How do I stay
How do
funny?
you stay funny? Don't you get tired of being funny?
If you don't know, I'm not funny all the time. I mean, there's a lot of drama in my life.
Yeah.
So that's where I get the funny. So you have to take the drama, the happy face, the sad face, and, there's a balance and everything. So I try not to stay funny. I base everything in reality, and reality isn't always refreshing.
Well, that's the truth.
Well, look at the scoreboard.
Look at the score. I suppose for you it's refreshing.
I see.
Well, so now where do you film 30 Rock?
We filmed 30 Rock in Queens, just over the Manhattan Bridge. I mean, the 59th Street Bridge, and
Astoria?
Yeah, Tina Fey and Alec Bowen and those guys. We work really hard, and those people are great. Alec is like one of the 5 greatest actors ever.
Oh, well, is he? What a great show, though.
Thank you very much.
I mean,
we appreciate
and
it.
Jeremy Guthrie likes you because he's back-to-back strikeouts.
He knew
Where were you early on?
You'd have to stay here while he's doing these strikeouts, I'll tell you that.
You were icing your arm.
I was sitting right next to the dugout. My boy Jones is out there.
Oh, you know Adam?
Fan?
That's my boy. That's my boy from San Diego. Yeah.
Where'd you meet him?
In the dugout.
Here tonight. Long-term relationships are always good.
Right there in the dugout.
What time's the show tomorrow night? Because we start at 7:05. Can you delay it a while? I mean, the Yankees take a lot of pitches, you know.
Well, actually, I can't delay it because I'm itching to go on. I got an itch and it needs to be scratched. And I haven't done any stand-up since the movies came out, and I'm just looking forward to getting on stage with all the hype about the movies, Cop Out and Death at a Funeral. You just want to get back to basic, just me on stage in front of an audience and stand up.
Now, Seinfeld used to have a lot of Yankees on. Have you ever had any of the Yankees or any?
He wants to be on, that's what he's saying.
On Saturday Night Live?
No, I got asked to host that in 1984, but I was too shy.
Why didn't you do it?
Because I was doing underwear and they would have made fun of me and all that kind of stuff.
But that's what the point is. You gotta laugh.
I wasn't ready for it, though.
You should have did.
I know. I got a lot of regrets. That's one of them.
Oh man, I got to work with so many athletes on SNL. I got to Jerry Jeter hosted. Shaq came on, and it was just great, man. I mean, Saturday Night Live is a place where you get to meet all these cool people.
Now,
I met Frank Sinatra there.
Well, I shook his hand.
That's pretty good.
I met Frank Sinatra there.
Yep.
And I didn't call him Mr. Sinatra, and I didn't call him Old Blue Eyes. I said, Frankie, baby.
And he loved it.
And he turned around. And this is when you couldn't smoke cigarettes indoors, but who was going to tell Frank Sinatra to put a cigarette out? And he just turned around to me and said, be cool, baby. And that is the highlight of my career.
How about this? We're going to show you another highlight of your career now. We want you to describe what you see.
Oh!
What are you doing here?
That was a hanging fastball.
Hanging fastball. Good. You got it up there. Successful. Now,
it may have been a slider, but I was throwing some junk out there.
Well, that was better than President Obama.
Now, did
it
you?
Was?
Yeah.
Yes.
Good.
Well,
did you?
Even though he did go out all the way to the mound.
Yeah. Did you warm up?
Well, it goes back to my pro baseball career. I used to play for the Padres with Jose Uribe.
It's Juan Uribe, but that's all right.
What was it, Juan Uribe?
Yeah, well,
I used to call him Jose Uribe.
Well, that's why you're no longer on the team. But anyway. So now, hey.
What's that got to do with warming up?
Favorite Yankee?
You like this?
I like this guy.
You like Derek Jeter?
I don't know his name, but I like this guy.
Like
I love Derek Jeter. He's cool.
Okay.
He hosts the Saturday Night Live.
True. Was he good?
Yeah,
I saw it.
He's pretty good. He made fun of himself.
How many rehearsals do you...
Unlike some people I know that was nervous.
Yeah,
wouldn't
I don't even go.
How many rehearsals you do for Saturday Night Live? Do you do rehearsals?
One rehearsal.
That's it?
One rehearsal.
Wow. Second base. He's got it.
Awesome.
We are delighted to have you join us here. Thank you so much. Have a great show.
Good luck with the movies.
We'll talk about it. Yeah.
Keep the rest of your life.
I love you guys.
It'll be at the Lyric Opera House. It's going to be at 8 o'clock. You can get tickets through Ticketmaster. Tracy Morgan live as he was here. Go enjoy him. board early against Jeremy Guthrie, and CC Sabathia giving up just the one run so far on Tejada's ground ball out. Alfredo Simon had a night to remember. Just called up from AAA last night. First major league save picked up in the ballgame against the Yankees, and a heart-throbbing one as it ended up a 5-4 victory. Sabathia to work here. Fredo, how did it feel after the ballgame? Could you get your heart rate down a little bit?
Yeah, I just feel like really happy, and I try to do it the best I can, and I just make the pitch and just take the three out and just save the game.
Well, you did it against a pretty good team. Alfredo, you know, we talk about the Tommy John surgery. You made the ball club last year as a starter and then hurt your elbow. When they told you needed Tommy John, did you think you'd get back in less than a year?
I don't think that, but the thing is I just work really hard for get by quick. So that's what I do. I know I got like a big problem in my arm, but I just work hard for get by as soon as I can to the big league.
We're going to watch some of the action from last night, Alfredo, while you were in there. Tell us a bit, though. This week, apparently, while you were still in the minors, you were told you were going to be put into a relief role to be ready to come up. When did you find out you were going to do that, and what did you do in the minors preparing for that?
I mean, those guys know I got good stuff. I mean, I'm a power hit pitcher. I just throw real hard, and I just throw two-seamer. Sliding, split, so I got the stuff for the closest. So they know what I got, so that's the make you think that to those guys.
Alfredo, did you ever meet Jose Mesa?
Yeah.
Okay, well, he was a starting pitcher. The Orioles traded for him from Toronto, and then he became one of the best closers, doing exactly what you just talked about. Two-seam fastballs, throwing in the mid-90s, which you certainly can do. And what I liked about last night, it just seemed like, you know, you didn't overreact. You just went out and did your job.
Yeah, exactly. I just tried to go after, just throw a strike and just put the ball in play and just make the out.
Do you want to be a closer?
I mean, I can be a closer. I just want to be a closer because my stuff is for be a closer. I'm a power hitter and I just throw a strike and that's what they're looking for, so I'm here for help the team and just see what's going to happen.
Are you going to maybe climb over the fence and talk to Mariano Rivera and come up with a cut fastball?
I mean, no, not really, but the thing is, you know, those guys, you know, that's impressive when, they throw a cutter, two-seamer, and, you know, that's my first experience last night to close the game, so I just closed my first game. I'm really happy about that.
After you had the surgery, Alfredo, how long did it take you before you could actually go ahead and throw hard?
I mean, I guess 7 months. And I just work hard in Dominica and work hard for be ready to speed training. So I don't think I'm going to be like that too quick, but I just work every day, just work hard and running a lot and, you know, just do a lot of exercise, and right now I feel like a new person.
Well, you certainly look like a new pitcher. But Dave Tremblay, the manager of the Orioles, said he wasn't really sure. He was going to talk to you about being able to pitch more than one day in a row. Do you think you could pitch on a couple of successive nights?
Yeah, I think when I used to the throw 1, 2 days in a row, 3 days in a row, you know, they're gonna be more easy because all my career is starting pitcher. So, but I think I can do that when, you know, the routine is coming, so I think I can do that.
Alfredo, congratulations on the save. Good luck in the new role, and we look forward to seeing you back out there on the mound.
All right, thank you, guys.
Alfredo Simon joining us. Wired Wednesday brought to you by Verizon, the network with the most 3G coverage. Thorne, Jim Palmer, I'm with Theo Harris, and a cast of thousands. Great to have you with us. It is a 6-1 Yankee lead as they get on the board early in this ball game. Jeremy Guthrie surrendering 2 in the first inning and 3 in the second. 1 scored on an error in the first. A-Rod an RBI. 2 RBIs for Swisher on a triple. A home run by Cano. The 0-1 will be foul back. The Orioles got a run in the third. Ground ball up by Tejada. But Sabathia, with no walks, 3 strikeouts, has controlled the Oriole bat so far.
And now Jeremy Guthrie, he's just settled down. Change up, changing. Some good sliders. Fastball moving, not overthrowing. And sure, there's a good slider right there. It doesn't get the call because you have one of the better disciplined hitters. It's almost like Nick Johnson doesn't swing. It's a ball. But he just settled down. I'm sure he talked to Rick Kranitz about staying close just a little longer. And again, just the borderline pitches. Well, you really learn about Nick Johnson. Of course, when he came up in the Yankee organization, they always thought he was going to be just a guy that could get on base, good first baseman.
Johnson waiting on it. He'll just foul that one off right there at his feet. 2 ball, 2 strike count on him. For Guthrie here at home, 11 wins and 21 losses lifetime. He's been better on the road where he's won above 500. ERA's about a half a run a game better on the road than it has been in his home starts. 2-2 delivery on the way to Johnson. Fouls that one straight back. And it'll stay at 2-2.
I think everybody, and obviously Jeremy and the Orioles, and as a former pitcher, I mean, I know how hard he works. You just hope that last year was an aberration where he gets back to where he was a couple of years ago, first 2 years with the Orioles. And there, I mean, you don't get that, but he's looking in and thinking, geez, going, what do I have to do? That ball certainly looked like it caught the inside corner.
As Diaz not thinking so, takes the count to 3-2, and that one doesn't. So Nick Johnson gets a leadoff walk, and that has been a problem in this game for Guthrie, these leadoff batters getting on. On Friday, the Orioles begin the 3-game series with the Red Sox here at Camden Yards. Good seats still remain. Hope you'll come out and paint this park orange. For tickets, 888-848-BIRD, or go to Orioles.com. That'll be fouled off by Teixeira, who's 0 for 2 in the ball game, 1 for 5 in the series. Orioles, of course, with 12 straight games against the Yankees and Red Sox. They are 2-2 as part of that 12-game set so far. Brian Mattis, A.J. Burnett will wrap up the Yankee series tomorrow, 7:05. Red Sox, it'll be David Hernandez game 1, Kevin Millwood on Sunday. The Saturday starter not yet named, but it's going to be Brad Ferguson, barring some reason that he can't get here. John Lackey, Daisuke Matsuzaka is going to make his first start of the year on Saturday, and Josh Beckett will go on Sunday. Wakefield moved to the bullpen officially now with Daisuke returning. And Teixeira on a great pitch. He struck out.
86-mile-per-hour changeup. Bottom drops out. And again, if you stay closed and you don't spin, and the ball just out of the strike zone, and Teixeira. Nice hitting opportunity with Nick Johnson sitting over at first base.
3 out of the 5 innings. Leadoff man is reached. Johnson's on at first, and A-Rod RBI and a sacrifice fly, and he is flied out to left field. He will take that one for a strike. A .306 career hitter against the Orioles. 50 home runs. He leads all active players in homers and RBIs against the O's. 161 runs batted in the 184 games he's played.
And his next home run will tie Frank Robinson.
Moving up the ladder. All-time home run list. He is 8th. Taken inside, 2 ball, 1 strike count. He's got a couple of home runs and 12 RBIs so far this year. Jeremy Guthrie, no lead at first for Johnson. A-Rod inside to him. And it goes to 3-1 on Rodriguez. Guthrie, first time through the lineup this year. Teams that hit only .206. The Yankees, though, much better. Second time through, teams hitting .364 against Jeremy. 3-1 delivery on the way. Had a reach for that. Popped it up. Shallow right. Markakis. And there are 2 down. Let's take a look at our Ford drive of the game as Robinson Cano comes up.
Yeah, you just can't be hitting the ball any harder as he drills a slider into the right center field fence. Cano's 6th home run of the year, 15th RBI.
Our Ford drive of the game. Your local Ford dealer invites you to experience Ford like never before. Ford. Drive one.
Matt Wieters out to have a little discussion. I mean, it's almost at the point now where you have to say, okay, where do I want to try to do the damage control?
Robinson Cano with a runner at first base, and actually that's going to be it for Guthrie. Jeremy Guthrie kind of turns to first, looking. So Dave Tremblay has made the decision. He wants Hendrickson, the left-hander, to come in, and Guthrie clearly not very happy about coming out of the ball game here as he goes just 4 2/3 innings. Yankees lead. Form and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Orioles. Jeremy Guthrie came in with one of the top 5 ERAs in the league without a win. He's going to leave this ball game and cannot win this one either.
Yeah, normally you'd match up if the numbers tell you that, but lefties, at least this year, hitting .364. But again, I guess maybe Dave Tremblay's looking at the last 2 at-bats. A sizzling line drive to center for an out, and then the home run on a slider to right center field. But it's not about numbers, because Hendrickson usually gets righties out probably better than lefties because of the changeup.
So Cano will stand in with 2 down and a runner on at first base. He has homered and flied out. Robinson Cano against left-handers, 286. And immediately drills a base hit into right center field. Turn made by Johnson. He'll go to third. So Cano, you might as well walk him because he's going to get on. Wow, is he hot.
Well, and that's why I think Jeremy Guthrie didn't want to leave the game, because he can still pitch. And, of course, he's rooting for Mark Hendrickson. He wants to keep the game at 6-1. But you're right. If you don't make a good pitch to Cano, I mean, just hope he's got to hit a ball at somebody who's swinging the bat so well.
Having an amazing April. Runners on at first and third. There are 2 down. Francisco Cervelli stands in. Cervelli came on in the third for his first at bat, grounded out. Jorge Posada started the ball game, got hit in the knee in the second inning, stayed on for the inning but did not come out to catch. And the pitch will be taken up high. So far against the left-handers, Cervelli's gone 5 for 7 this season.
Yeah, about how Mark Thames is 7 for 14 against left-handed pitching. Well, you'll probably see him tomorrow night.
1-0 count on Cervelli, and the breaking ball, that's tagged for a base hit and an RBI. So Johnson scores. He reached with a walk, and the Yankees with 2 down get back-to-back hits. Cervelli, the run batted in, and it is a 7-1 ball game.
Yeah, hanging curveball this time. It just, again, in the middle of the plate. Line drive hitter. Foot gets down. Right back up the middle. And both Cano and Cervelli get good pitches to hit and don't miss.
That is hit number 8 for the Yankees. Granderson, he has singled and struck out. He'll take the breaking ball in for a strike. Granderson 5 for 22 off lefties so far this year. The Yankees have made the hits count, 3 for 5 with runners in scoring position. Orioles only 1 for 7. That one fouled away. Inside out cut on the 2-strike count.
Well, you really have to pitch this lineup carefully. We saw that with Kevin Millwood. You know, I read somewhere he didn't have his best stuff. He said, I thought I actually had pretty good stuff, but to give you an idea, you have to use your whole arsenal. So if you don't make the pitches, you have to pitch around the perimeter of the plate. In the middle, they just hit the ball so hard.
Hendrickson has had a lot of work against the Yankees. This is his 19th game, 11 as a starter. He has 4 wins, 5 losses, and a save with a 5.20 against the Yankees over the years. Granderson, 1 ball, 2-strike count, runners off first and second base. Granderson again inside out, pop up shortstop is Turris. And that will end the inning. But 7 runs in, 6 are in charge to Guthrie, and it is a 7-1 lead. Some of it right here.
So we were having a quiet day riding around the streets of East Baltimore. 49-1. This car you see behind me, we chased him for a little while. A lot of people chased him for a little while. We have now lost the people that were in the car. But we got the car, so hopefully if it was stolen, we'll get it back to the rightful owners. If not, I don't know, maybe the police department gets a new car. So either way, somebody wins.
Doesn't take long to become we and they, does it? Baltimore Police Department and a chance for Kevin to go out and experience probably a little more than he thought he was going to. That'll be coming up on Masson this weekend. Yeah.
There you have it. Well, some great police shows done here. Homicide was filmed right here on Bell's Point. The wire. Yep.
As a former assistant DA, I've ridden with the police departments numerous times.
That was my driving the other day.
It will give you it will give you many heart attacks. Here's the 0-1 delivery as Torres takes that one to left field, and that's going to fall in for a base hit. Gardner had to trap that. So as Torres continues with a hot bat, his 3rd hit of this series now. He's 3 for 5. A leadoff single.
Well, you just got to peck away. It's very difficult because Sabathia, at least to this point, I mean, you haven't even come close to walking anybody, so you're going to have to string some hits together. Wouldn't be the first time that even some of the better pitchers have given up runs. Got to get them out of there and take your shot to the bullpen before they get to Rivera.
Sabathia's 2-1. The team 2-2 in his first 4 starts. He's only retired 57% of leadoff batters. That's not particularly good. See if the Orioles can take advantage of it. It is the second time tonight they've had the leadoff man on. Did not score. The Orioles runner in scoring position bugaboo has jumped up again here tonight, as they did have chances to get to Sabathia earlier in the ball game. 1-0 count. Jones hitting at just 207. Adam will take the pitch for a strike. Tried to bunt his way on. Denied by A-Rod in the first. Grounded out in the third. Sabathia with a 1-1 count. He's got a good move over there to first base, and runners respect it. And there's very little of the big lead stuff at first on Sabathia. Even though he doesn't throw over that much, he rarely wastes a throw to first base.
Well, he's a big guy. I mean, he can slide step. Slide step is where you just slide that front foot, so the leg kick is very minimal, and you get the ball to your catcher. Of course, the key is to be able to do that and not lose your stuff or your location. A lot of pitchers have difficulties with that.
Here's the 1-2 delivery. Foul back. I would think it's that hesitation that freezes the runner. When he, in that motion, he comes almost to a hesitation when he picks the leg up.
Well, yeah, and also, you know, of course, Mike Flanagan, who is sharing our broadcast this year, one of the great pickoff moves after, you know, Scotty McGregor said, now let's see where he sets his hands. If he sets his hands low where he does, you can, if they go in your first move, we'll start your hands first. Mike learned that, and he had one of the best pickoff moves around. And again, where that front leg, if you look over in the Yankee dugout, Andy Pettit, I don't know how many pickoffs he's had. He started out 3-0, but you can't run on him because that right leg, that front leg, if it goes behind the rubber, you have to go home. But if it just kind of hangs there, as long as you step on a 45-degree angle, you can go home or first.
Sabathia quick pitching this one. Other times he'll do just what Jim was talking about. He changes. That makes it more difficult for the runner, obviously. He'll kind of hold the leg sometimes. Other times he'll just go through with it.
Of course, I think his biggest want right here is to stop concentrating with a 7-1 lead on Listeuris and get Jones out, because nobody out. Royals want to mount an attack. You know, 2-3 run inning would certainly get him back in the game.
3-2 and he wants it. There's the first walk surrendered. And the Orioles have the first 2 on here in the 5th inning, with the middle of the order coming up. Don't miss your chance to meet Orioles outfielder Nolan Reimold this Saturday at the Slave Federal Savings Bank in Bel Air. Nolan will be on hand from noon to 1, signing autographs, meeting fans. The Slave Federal Savings Bank is on Churchville Road in Bel Air. You can get the details on all of the Orioles community appearances by going to OriolesReach.com. Nick Markakis. Nick has single, double, 2 for 2. Not an 0 for 5 in the opener last night. And a strike from Sabathia. Orioles left 2 on in the first, and then 1 each in the second and third before being retired in order in the 4th inning. Well, this is their second chance to have a big inning.
Well, they always talk about significant lead, 5th inning. Of course, you don't care how long you've been pitching. Boy, you got to qualify for a win. You got to get by this inning.
Bends that one in, and an 0-2 count. Joe Girardi watching his starter. The starters have done a good job for the Yankees so far this season. Middle of the pen has struggled, so the starters have picked up the slack. Here's the 0-2 pitch. That one towards second base. Cano, Jeter, and that'll be it.
Boy, nothing harder for an infielder sometimes to catch a topspin. As Kenny Singleton was saying, that very slow infield, at least that was his. But this ball is topspin, and watch Cano try to kind of come in and then back up a little bit to make sure that he gets one of the runners. There's that little back step and the backhand to Jeter. And of course, he dodges Adam Jones, the human torpedo, as he tries to make sure there's no double play.
First and third, only one away. Ty Wigginton. He has struck out and doubled. 5-game hit streak now for Wigginton. His average is up to 333. Sabathia will miss outside with it for a ball. The 300-plus average for Wigginton against Sabathia lifetime. That's one of the reasons he's hitting in that 3 spot. Tied for 5th in home runs in the American League coming into today's play. 1-0 delivery. Jeter. Cano. Teixeira. Double play. Good pick at first base. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on. It remains a 7-1 Yankee lead.
Baltimore for more than 90 years. Now you can enjoy that same great legendary taste right here at Oriole Park. Visit the new Atman's Deli on Utah Street in the former location of Pastimes Cafe. Gary?
One on whole rye with mustard, please.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow. See that slicer going. I'm there. 7-8-0 for the Yankees. 1-6-1 for the Orioles. Mark Hendrickson on in relief. All the runs charged to Guthrie. 7 runs, 6 earned, 6 hits.
Of course, they're down on also down on Lombard Street, Corn Beef Road. That's what they call it.
Nothing like
to go that far.
Corned beef or pastrami sandwich. Nick Swisher. Swisher tripled, 2 RBIs, second inning. One of the big hits in the ballgame. That is going to be inside to him as we go to the top half of the 6th inning. Game 2 of the 3-game series. Orioles trying to put 3 in a row together in the W column. That's going to be looped for a base hit. Marquez over. Swisher, another one of the hut bats. 2 for 3 in the ball game, and 5 for 7 in the first 2 games.
Yeah, power hitter, on base percentage. He can play first. He can play the outfield. There is your box score. So, again, remember, 1 for AT with 1 run the first 4 guys last night. So a little different story, but Cano red hot. And then look at Swisher at the bottom of the order, just like last night. Even though Gardner last night with 1 for 2 was hitting second. So, man, if Johnson comes back in the lineup, he gets on base. And then again, they just keep coming at you. That's the Yankees.
Brett Gardner, a true leadoff batter in many ways. So you get him in the 9-hole. You've got that wonderful 2 leadoff men back to back and your 9 and 1 hitter. He has singled and flied out. Play behind the runner, Atkins at first. That'll be chopped on the third base side, and a 2-strike count on Gardner.
Yeah, not your prototypical second place hitter because he's not really a guy that likes to pull. I mean, he can't pull the ball, but he's more of an up the middle slap it to left.
273 off the lefties and 302 off right-handers early here in April. Yankees are trying for their 13th win this month. They were 12-10 last year in April on their way to the World Championship. That one's fouled off at the plate. It remains a 2-strike count.
And then you got Tampa Bay with their all-time record for wins, with 15 of them.
Tampa Bay is just tearing up right now. They've got a game and a half, 2.5 game lead on the Yankees coming into this ball game. They've won 3 in a row and they're 15-5. Here's the 0-2 delivery on the way. Gardner will take it. This misses outside for a ball.
Well, Joe Madden, their skipper, was talking about the fact that we have guys having good years, but we're hitting them. He was coming into tonight's game 323 with runners in scoring position.
That's just unheard of. And he'll take the breaking ball outside. And the count goes to 2 balls and 2 strikes. Tampa Bay is looking to win another. They got the early 5-2 lead against Oakland in the 5th inning of that game in Tampa Bay. 2-2 the count. Runner off first base. Nobody out. And that's going to loop the other way. And that's going to fall in for a base hit. On his way to third, Swisher. And he will get there head first. Yankees cover the corners. They're in the 6th with nobody out.
Well, nice approach by Swisher as he signals into right center. And then what does Gardner do? A couple of strikes, fights it off. I don't know if they will run here. And Mark Hendrickson, he just gets it up and it finds a safe haven right down there in the corner, spins into foul territory. It's part of his game, bunting, infield hits. Got 3 already this year.
Jeter will come up with runners at first and third and nobody out. And against Hendrickson, he has been massive. 375, his lifetime number off Mark Hendrickson. And will foul that one back as he jumped on the first pitch. Jeter has delivered with an RBI sac fly in the 2nd. He doubled and scored in the 1st inning, and he has grounded out. The Yankees have double digits in hits now. 7 runs on 10 hits. No errors. The Orioles 1 run, 6 hits, and 1 error. Hendrickson with the 0-1 to Jeter. Runner goes. Fouled the other way. And it's a 2-strike count on Jeter. Blowing on the hands there. We started at 55 degrees at game time. It is cool with that breeze blowing throughout the ball game.
Jim Hunter said at the end of last night's game it was 39 degrees out in the post-game set.
It was cold. Here's the 0-2. That's going to go to right. Marquez is going to play it on a hop. Jeter gets a single RBI. Swisher will score the 8th Yankee run.
Well, Mark Hendrickson he certainly has been around long enough to know that if you cannot command your stuff and just keep out in the middle of the plate, down, get the breaking ball over, maybe deceive the hitter, but again, most of the hits. So all the Yankees tonight have just been up, right here. I mean, just great camera view of what goes on when you get one of the better hitters on his way to 3,000 hits and get something in the middle of the plate belt high.
Jeter gets his 13th and 14th runs batted in this ball game so far. He is 2nd on the ball club, only to Robinson Cano in RBIs. Cano in this ball game has the home run. He's got 15. So 1st and 2nd, there's still nobody out. 3 singles by the 3 Yankees who have come up here in the 6th inning. Johnson now, he has singled, scored, walked, scored, and he has struck out. Runners at 1st and 2nd. Nick Johnson on the off-speed breaking ball takes it for a strike. He's faced Hendrickson only 4 times, 1 for 4. Clay Meredith in the pen for the O's. That'll be chopped foul. Stays at a 2-strike count. Yankees have done a real good job in this ball game of having productive outs, getting 2-out RBIs, and getting 2-strike hits. Hendrickson with the 0-2 delivery. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Nick Johnson.
Well, they came on, at least into the game, with the 366 on base percentage. Last year they led the American League with the 362. So even if Johnson, Teixeira are not hitting at their best, they still work the count.
1-2 delivery inside. Yankees have gone through a number of numbers that were against them, including getting to Guthrie early, getting the first inning runs off him. Yankees had scored only 6 first-inning runs here in April, the lowest in the majors. They got 2, however, in this ball game. 2-2 delivery, and got him looking. Johnson didn't think so, but he'll head back. Hendrickson gets his first strikeout. 1 away.
Well, you make good pitches, you get good results. Of course, Nick, he's been pretty much last DS finally, and of course he thinks, at least from that view, that the ball was high. There have been balls that same height called balls, not in that at bat.
Mark Teixeira with 1 down. Teixeira is 0 for 3. Ground ball, fly ball, strikeout in this ball game. 123 his batting average against lefties. He's 3 for 21 so far this year. 1 home run. Teixeira licks that one, but that should go to Montanez's glove, and it does. 2 down. Time for our AT&T Mobility Trivia question. Since 2000, who has the most saves as an Oriole? Sherrill, Timlin, Ray, Jorge Julio.
Mike Timlin.
Mike Timlin is our answer. And the correct answer is Jorge Julio.
Well, he was next. He was next on
He
my
was
list.
second on the list. Exactly.
Oh, on my list.
Clay Meredith.
He was number 1 on the list.
Okay. Clay Meredith is coming on. Hendrickson out with a couple outs and 2 on here in the 6th. Is the day. Clay Meredith, the longest in number of games appeared in without a save. He got one. Wigginton hauled in that line drive. And that's our Home Depot doing more on defense. More saving, more doing. That's the power of Home Depot. And here's Clay Meredith.
Yeah, I tell you, I'd like him. I think he has an idea. He sinks the ball. He's got a kind of a frisbee breaking ball that can really kind of tie hitters up in knots. But at the end of the day, it's can you sink it? Last year, he actually got lefties out better than righties. This year, not a whole lot of that. Only lefties 1 for 3.
A-Rod at the plate to short. Force out at second base as Torres goes to Wigginton, and that will do it. But a run in on 3 hits, no errors, and 2 left on base. Yankees now have an 8-1 lead.
About 2-0, then Swisher. In the second inning, he'll triple up the gap. Granderson will score. And then Cano with a home run, his 6th home run of the year. And CC Sabathia saying thank you very much. Orioles with only 1 run off CC. And when they got him in trouble in the 5th, he was able to get out to the double play off the bat of Ty Wigginton. So again, Guthrie out of sorts tonight. And Swisher, big 3 hits last night, continuing the trend tonight.
CC Sabathia, first pitch will be hit hard to right center. Granderson diving, can't get it. Had it in the glove, came out, and good heads-up base running. Tejada goes into second base with a leadoff double here in the 6th inning.
Yeah, he can really close some gaps out there in the outfield, and this ball slicing away. Look how far he has to go, and then he lays out. Can't quite get it. Right off the heel of the glove. That long finger allows you to close the glove. So
that's 7 hits for the Orioles in the ball game. And now Matt Wieters comes up. Wieters has struck out twice. He's had RBI opportunities in both cases. 1st and 3rd in the 1st inning, and a runner on in the 3rd, and that one is a strike. Double, double, double. Markakis, Wigginton, and Tejada. The only RBI coming, Miguel Tejada with it on a ground ball out.
I guess the irony tonight is if Jeremy Guthrie had pitched as well as he has in his first starts of the year, the Orioles would be very much in this game. I mean, they've had some opportunity. I mean, that changeup for Matt Wieters struck him out the first time with a really good one, and struck him out the last time with a fastball. But he's certainly established that in all the hitters' mind. And then when he does throw his breaking ball, he seems to be able to get it over pretty much any time he wants.
Got a 2-strike count. Wieters has really had trouble trying to read Sabathia, and the fastball is going to be taken away. The Orioles, with runners in scoring position, came in at just 199. They had upped the average over the last 3 games by almost 50 points. But here tonight, those situations have failed them again.
Well, Sabathia on the entire year last year was a 239.
Check swing. Did he go? Yes, he did. John Hirschbeck, 3 strikeouts.
Yeah, Matt just looked down hoping that John Hirschbeck would not call him out. So change up for a strikeout. There's your breaking ball, and he gets right back in there. And right there, Cervelli says, "What do you think, Mr. Hirschbeck?"
I think you're up. Okay. 1 away. Here's Garrett Atkins. 1 for 2 with a single. Orioles, 5 base runners left on, and all 5 have been in scoring position in the ballgame.
It's a pretty good portfolio of the stuff that CC Sabathia brings to the mound, just the way he got Wieters out. We talk about pitchers getting a guy out more than one way. Struck him out with a changeup, struck him out with a fastball, struck him out with a breaking ball. All on different at-bats.
29-year-old left-hander will come in and miss. Sabathia has also been a great workhorse for this ball club. At least 34 games in each of the last 3 years, and the last pitcher to do that for 4 straight seasons was Barry Zito from 01 to 06. So Sabathia is able to go out there, and he doesn't miss his starts, and you can even give him an extra 1 or 2.
Well, that's what, again, going back to 2008 when he took the ball with only 3 days rest, is the Brewers were able to go on to win the wild card. And very much because of him. Not that I think anybody questioned his stamina or his ability to go out there and compete, but that really made a statement. He just happened to be a free agent. And a 6-year deal for, I think, somewhere, it doesn't really matter, but, well, it does matter, but $160-some million.
2 ball, 1 strike count with 1 away, and that'll be fouled off outside the 3rd. Speaking of the Brewers, we certainly want to send along our best wishes to Bob Uecker, our great friend, the Hall of Fame broadcaster. He is going to be going in for some valve surgery on the heart. He knew about it last fall. It got put off until this week, so we'll go in Friday. Probably going to miss the broadcast booth for 3 months. But as you could do, he said, Going to be gone for a while, but as soon as I'm out of that hospital, I'll be back here in the booth.
He said that's his life. You know, I mean, he goes into the locker room. They welcome him as one of them.
That's a base hit into left field. Tejada will go to third and stay. Throw will trickle into the plate. And Atkins is on at first base, and the Orioles have runners at first and third, one out.
I think Dave Tremblay, when he talked about, you mentioned Garrett Atkins 0 for 17, but 2 for 3 tonight. Got to get him going. Signed him a couple of years ago, not last year. He had an off year for the Rockies, but powerful bat. And he hits it just over Alex Rodriguez. So that's at least about a 7-foot line drive.
Here's a chance.
Maybe more with it.
Yeah, maybe more.
I forgot about the vertical leap of Alex.
Reimold has struck out, grounded out. And will take the pitch down low. The Orioles another chance to get themselves back into this ball game. They are down 8-1, but only the bottom half of the 6th inning. And if they can get Sabathia out of there and get to the bullpen, they've got a chance against the Yankee pen that has had its problems. 1-0 delivery. That is in there for a strike to Nolan Reimold. Reimold 4 for 10 off Sabathia.
There's just a tendency, Gary, and as you know, that when you're trailing by 7 runs, maybe you'll overswing. If it's, again, a closer game, you'd be thinking ball just get in the air. Not that you give yourself out, but the fly ball scores your run. Still want to do that. Last time this happened, he threw a double play ball.
That one in the air to right field. It'll get a run in. Swisher's there. That'll be a sac fly. Tejada will score, and the RBI to Reimold. It is now an 8-2 ball game.
That's a great approach right there. And again, Nolan got the RBI base hit last night. Hit it over the bag. A-Rod couldn't get it. I mean, this ball is smoked, but right at Nick Swisher. And look at him cover the outside corner. And this is what he did last year. I don't think eventually it's going to be a promise for Nolan Reimold to get his hits. He's just going to, with the Achilles problem and the slow start and the spring and, still favoring a little bit. Some days it feels better than the others. I don't know if he's going to maybe hit for the average, but because they're going to work on him, but he's got a pretty good idea of what he wants to do at the plate.
7 RBIs for Reimold on the season. 2 down now. Runner on at first base as Atkins stayed. Montanez 0 for 2 in the ball game. 0 for 8 lifetime off Sabathia. Orioles get 2 runs on 8 hits now. And that'll be fouled away. Montanez has taken as good a cuts at the plate in this game as we've seen him so far this year. He had a hard fly ball out in the 2nd inning to left field that almost made it out of the yard. And a good cut right there on a foul ball. Hitting just 154. No home runs and RBI. Only 26 at bats coming into the ball game. Short lead at first for Atkins. And Sabathia misses outside with it. 2-1. Smells like corned beef up here, or pastrami. I'm not sure which. Actually, one of each. Attaboy, Atkins.
Attaboy.
Attaboy.
You liked it. How will we know?
They're written inside here.
Oh, I thought we were just going to have to taste it.
Well, that could be too. That's a strike on the inside corner. 2-2. You won't find me turning down either, I can tell you that. And they sent mustard. That's
their own mustard.
First class operation right there. Real deli mustard. Authentic. So that's got some spice in it. 2 ball, 2 strike count. Sabathia with a runner at first, slowing it down a little bit. And with it, Montanez is going to back out. Cervelli came on to do the catching. Rode Posada hit in the knee. 2nd inning came out. And Cervelli working the ball game.
Yeah, 298 hitter. He's only 24 out of Venezuela. He's a young pitcher.
2-2, right field, not deep. Swisher coming, and we'll put it away. The Orioles will get a run on a couple of hits, leaving a base runner on, and it is an 8-2 Yankee lead. and Southwest Airlines. Sunday, May 16, fans get a reserved Utah Street bleacher seat and 2110 Utah Street t-shirt, all for just $21. Nick and Adam will be out there interacting with fans. You'll get some baseballs. You'll be eligible for promotions, prizes, and more. Space is limited. 888-848-BIRD or Orioles.com for info. 2110 Utah. 2110. Stand up, Adam. Thank you. There.
That's right. Tracy Morgan's favorite Oriole.
Exactly. Ground ball, first pitch seen. And one away, Cano. 2 for 4 now as he grounds out to start the 7th inning.
How did he do that? Oh, it's a sinker. It's the only way to get him out. Everything else is a line drive.
Clay Meredith came on, retired A-Rod to end the 6th. Gets Cano to start the 7th.
Well, Virginia Commonwealth University, the sinker baller, and started with Boston, traded to San Diego. The Orioles acquired him. Pitched very well for him last year.
Cervelli stands in. He's had a single and 2 at-bats since coming on for Jorge Posada. Takes that pitch for a ball. 1-0. He had his first major league hit off Jeremy Guthrie. Grounded foul.
And he parlayed it into playing on the team. I mean, 13 out of 21 when he tried to steal, over 60%, which is a fantastic number. And again, that overwhelming, since he joined the club, there are 113 and 55.
Almost Sabathia's personal catcher. He caught the near no-hitter against Tampa Bay. That was on April 10. And the complete game shutout last May here in Baltimore. Both pitched by Sabathia. 2-1 count. Clay Meredith. Cervelli a ground ball again on the inside out. Wigginton 2 down. Take a look at the upcoming schedule presented by Maryland State Highway Administration, who reminds you to click it or ticket. It's the Yankees finishing up tomorrow, then Boston's in for 3, and then move on to New York. Obviously, the schedule just gets easier as you roll along. Log on to MassonSports.com to win a Masson prize pack from the Maryland State Highway Administration. Just a real tough schedule for the Orioles early on.
Oh, yeah, it is. And again, the injuries, the fact that some guys have been asked to assume jobs that may be a little uncomfortable for. But it will change. It's just going to take a while.
And in all honesty, I say that, and obviously it is because of Red Sox Yankees, but boy, looking around, where's the easy game?
Well, let me look.
Good luck.
Well, there isn't.
There isn't. No, there isn't.
No, you're right.
There really isn't. I mean, the Kansas Cities are looked at as, clubs that you're expected to win against, but they've got Gordon back. They've got a pretty good ball.
Yeah, they just have, one of the more porous bullpens, and the ERA around 6.5 runs a game. So
second base, Wigginton, no. Granderson's got a base hit, 2 for 4 in the ball game for Curtis Granderson.
But again, PA was not going to be back probably to August, somewhere in there, because of the torn muscle in his back, tore it off the bone. Ryan Roberts would, talked to him yesterday. We saw him on the bench sitting next with Kevin Millwood. He wants to get back, but
can't do anything.
Yeah, you just have to make sure he gets well.
No baseball activity for him yet.
Koji Urahara pitched an inning at Bowie, 15 pitches, 11 strikes, gave up a hit and a strikeout. So eventually he'll get back, hopefully, and then the back of the bullpen will be a little bit better.
Swisher up. I suspect Koji Urahara is going to be part of the 2 moves the Orioles are going to have to make coming up shortly here. They've got to make one for the starter on Saturday. Brad Bergeson expected to return. The 1-0 delivery on the way. That'll be outside. Swisher, a triple, a single, 2 runs scored, and 2 RBIs. And is also struck out.
Well, you still can have a productive year. I'm just not sure because of the start and the injuries that you're going to have to.
Swisher's got another base hit. Well, the Yankee bats are alive. Markakis will hold the runner at second. A 3-hit ball game. He was 3 for 4 last night, and he's 3 for 4 in this one.
Yeah, they're just not missing hittable pitches.
Well, the Yankees continue to pile up the hits here. That's 13 in the ball game. Here's Brett Gardner. Gardner has 2 of them, 2 for 3.
Well, this would actually be a good night for Matt Albers to get a little work, only because they have so many lefties, and he struggled against the lefties. So give him a chance to maybe come in and find the arm slot. But you can't.
Somebody else will be in here besides Meredith.
Yeah, right. I mean, he'll probably pitch this inning, and you have some guys. Will Ullman hasn't pitched in a while.
0-1 delivery, ground ball towards second. Wigginton plays at first and gets the out. So no runs, couple of hits, 2 are left on. 7th inning stretch time, brought to you by Jack Daniel's Tennessee Whiskey. Please drink. Presented by your local Ford dealer. Followed by our game coverage at 7. All the access you need right here on Masson. Gary Thorne, Jim Palmer, I'm with Theo Harris. Beautiful yet cool evening. And tomorrow night should be a little bit warmer for those two.
Yeah, and of course they'll heat it up. Burnett 9-2 against the Orioles lifetime with an ERA of over 5 runs a game. And then Brian Mattis, last game very well pitched up in Boston. And then last year, his last start, a magnificent start against the Yankees in the Yankees Stadium, and then they shut him down for the year. So, you know, flamethrower Burnett against a guy that's about, what, 14 months out of college.
Turning out the kind of season that the Orioles had hoped for so far for the young starter.
Well, I guess that's my point. You know, you give these guys a chance to learn how and what pitching's about in the major leagues, and Mattis already has been very impressive.
Sabathia has gone the distance for the Yankees as we go to the bottom of the 7th inning. 2 runs, 8 hits, an error for the Orioles. 8 runs, 13 hits, no errors. The Yankees have 1 unearned run. That came against Guthrie, the starter, who went 4 2/3. 7 runs, 6 earned, 6 hits. Mark Hendrickson, he worked an inning, gave up a run on 5 hits, had 1 strikeout, and Clay Meredith has been on. And as expected, Matt Albers is throwing in the bullpen.
Yeah, that was the 87th pitch for CC Sabathia, coming off 2 complete games in a row.
As Torres towards second has got a base hit. No, as Torres stays hot. He's 2 for 3 in the ball game, and again the Orioles get a leadoff man on.
Yeah, I see a lot of positive things from Cesar. You know, he can hit the switch hitter, he can bunt, he can pick it. Gold Glove winner 2004 for the Dodgers.
4 out of 7 innings, the leadoff man has been on for the Orioles. 9 hits now for the team.
But that 6-run cushion early on does. When you give somebody like CC Sabathia that kind of lead, he's not going to change anything. But it does take the pressure off you.
6 runs in the first 3 innings for the Yankees before the Orioles got on the board. Adam Jones will take it outside for a ball. He is 0 for 2 with a walk in the ball game. Sabathia trying to get through this one and maybe even another. They may not need Mariano Rivera in the ball game tonight. Fastball's up high. Cervelli didn't like something and is going to go out and have a word with Sabathia.
Well, you made a great point about the fact that they kind of go hand in hand. So Cervelli, when he sees what he doesn't like, even at 24, right out there to talk to him. And again, it's nice when it's 8-2 to have that lead, but you still have to maintain your focus. Joe Girardi knows it as a former catcher.
Right behind him is Tony Pena, one of the great catchers in the National League.
I saw Pena last night calling for the catchers, the throws over to first base and that sort of thing. Jones will take it down low, and the count goes to 3-0.
And then he's wondering where that pitch was.
Markakis and Wigginton do up for the Orioles. Trying to mount a late rally here against Sabathia. 3-0 delivery. Jones taking all the way. Little Major League Baseball note, this day history. Warren Spahn in 1961, the left-hander, threw a no-hitter and became just the second over the age of 40. The other was Cy Young to do it.
Well, that's one of the more amazing stories. What's 363 wins? 13 times he won 20 games, and he didn't start doing it till he was 25.
That's a shattered bat. Look out, Derek Jeter. All the way out to short. The barrel of that bat. Billy Martin also got hired in this state in '85 for the 4th time as the Yankee manager.
And Adam gets hurt.
Yeah.
I mean, he falls down and he's limping. Richie Bancel's the Oriole. Oh, there we go. Alex Rodriguez yelling, get out of the way. Again, this is how he goes down. And oh, remember, he hurt his ankle last year. It looked like maybe that left ankle. Oh. It's a double whammy. Not good.
3-ball, 2-strike count. Runner at first base and fouls it away. It'll stay at 3-2. Going to put a little pressure on that ankle, as you can see. A little grimace. Nobody out here in the inning. Well, the Orioles are the top of the order up, trying to get something going here against Sabathia. Get him out of the ball game as Torres at first with a single. 3-2 again. That towards Cano. Jeter to Sherrill. And just like that, 2 down. Visit the official online shop of the Orioles at Orioles.com. Browse the largest selection of official gear, including the latest apparel, O's memorabilia, and authentic classics for the whole family. Get your gear from the official source, the Orioles.com shop. Two down, Nick Markakis, a double, a single, and a run scored. Tejada's got an RBI and a ground ball out, and Reimold has a sac fly RBI. The 2 runs for the O's. Sabathia to Markakis. Fastball is taken up high. CC Sabathia trying to go 10-1 against the Orioles. Only John Lester, those 10 wins, who started out better against the O's. That one in the air to center, driving Granderson back. Warning track wall. Goodbye! Home run! Nick Markakis delivers the long ball, his first of the year. And the Orioles make it an 8-3 game.
Oh, what did Kenny Singleton said about hitting home runs to the opposite field? Fastball in the middle of the plate, and we didn't think the ball was carrying until this ball. And it just keeps going. Granderson gets a great jump. He's back there to catch it, but he runs out of room.
Nick Markakis.
Brian Roberts gives him a smile.
A 3-for-4 game against Sabathia. He came in 2 for 17 lifetime off this Yankee left-hander. And that's the first left-hander to have a home run this year against Sabathia.
Well, the lefties were only 3 for 21 with 1 extra base hit. And that was Josh Hamilton of the Rangers.
Ty Wigginton. Wigginton lashes one towards Gardner, and he's got that one. Wigginton retired, but the Orioles get on the board. A run on 2 hits. Nick Markakis delivers the long ball, and no more geography. at Camden Yards, the mid-game of the 3-game set. Orioles have been able to get them one at a time, but not enough. And it is an 8-3 ball game. Markakis getting his first home run of the season, coming off Sabathia. Now Matt Albers will come on to do the pitching.
Yeah, to me, it's a great way to kind of rediscover your sinker. He had a very good spring for the Orioles. And again, you can see, has he changed his number? I don't know if he made a number change or not, but he certainly wants to. Rick Cranit, the Oriole pitcher coach, said that he's got to be able to get his breaking ball over. And when he throws it, just haven't been able to do that.
So he'll go to work here against Derek Jeter at the top of the order. Jeter's had a double single, 2 RBIs in the game, 1 on a sac fly, and 1 on a base hit, and he is grounded out. Jeter hitting at .310, 3 homers and 14 runs batted in now. Second, as we said to Cano, who had the home run tonight, his 15th RBI. Albers, he'll miss inside with that. His job to throw strikes here. Find a way to get some outs, get that sinker working again. Jeter 1 for 5 off Albers.
Yeah, I mean, righty's only 4 for 21, real low average, and that ball runs in. And so they're 4 for 21. Lefty's a little different story. They're 6 for 14. Not a lot of at-bats, but a lot of hits at 429.
Clay Meredith gave up nothing in an inning and a third. Couple of hits off him. No runs. 2-ball, 1-strike count on Jeter. And jammed him, and Jeter went after that. And it goes to 2-2.
Yeah, great late life. It would have been a ball, but then you can see the movement. The ball not only going in, but down.
Jeter, the all-time leader in hits and runs against the Orioles. Grounds that one to third. Tejada, running play. Good one. 1 away in the 8th inning. Now your kids can learn how to play like the pros from the pros. You can sign up for the official Orioles Summer Baseball Camp. Youngsters aged 7 to 16, 5 days of professional training by current and former O's. Free membership in the Junior Orioles Dugout Club. And a chance to play one of the camp days right here at Oriole Park. 410-472-3500 or Orioles.com for info. Nick Johnson. Johnson going after that one to Wigginton. Play made. So a 1 for 4, 1 for 3 ball game. Johnson, and then grounds out here. 2 down in the 8th.
We had 2 outs, 2 grounders.
Teixeira has had an 0 for 4 as he continues his mighty struggles at the plate with 2 down and takes the pitch away for a ball. Mark in the series now with 1 hit and 7 at-bats for Teixeira.
Yeah, even when he hits it hard, he was robbed by Lou Montes on a sinking line drive off of Mark Hendrickson. What a nice.
Hits that one hard, and he's got a base hit. Teixeira on with a single. Markakis will get it back in. .14 hits in the ballgame now for the Yankees. A-Rod looking for his first hit of the series. He's had an 0 for 3, does have a sacrifice fly. 0 for 8 in the 2 games. Versus the Orioles, a .306 lifetime average and 50 home runs. And he'll take that one from Albers for a strike. Rodriguez has faced Albers only a couple of times, 0 for 2. Here's the 0-1 delivery to him inside with a fastball. 1-1. 7:05 right back here tomorrow night. It looks like it will be the rubber match of the 3-game set, barring a major comeback by the Orioles. Teixeira at first, play behind him, and he goes. Foul back. Does that violate the unwritten rules of baseball? 5-run lead, 8th inning.
Not over.
I agree.
If you want to play behind him, let him run.
They play A-Rod to pull in the infield, and everybody swung around. Here's the 1-2, running again at first. That'll be fouled off again.
Now, you do have a pickoff play. I'd be putting it on.
Teixeira's not even looking with Atkins behind him.
But he's not that far behind him, and now Dave Tremblay says we're going to play at first base. I mean, how many balls does A-Rod hit on the ground? So if you don't want him to go, play right there. If you do, just play behind him. I mean, he did what they presented to him.
Inside. 2-ball, 2-strike count on Rodriguez. A-Rod now looking for one to drive. Couple of home runs among the 20 hits he's picked up on the year. Albers.
Well, this would be a perfect time here. He's been working on a slider. He's got a curveball. On the good breaking ball. Make sure you get it down in the zone. And he just ran it in on his hand.
Two-ball, 2-strike count.
As we mentioned, right-handed hitters getting them out is not a problem.
Short lead at first base to Sheriff. 2-2 delivery. A-Rod right back to the mound. Albers play at first and gets it there in time. Good recovery. Well, Rodriguez retired. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and a base runner left on. Orioles need some runners. Tejada coming up. Eighth inning, Sabathia's going to stay out there. He's walked 1, struck out 4, let the D do the work behind him. Orioles have had chances in the game to get some runs throughout the ball game. As he's retired the side in order only once. That was in the 4th inning. But the Orioles trail here by a score of 8-3. Tejada will lead it off with Wieters and Atkins to follow. Sabathia may get 3 complete games in a row the way things are going here.
Yeah, I think his pitch counts too. I'm surprised he even came out to pitch this inning. Java Chamberlain, I mean, he's found a setup role in a sense, but certainly he pitches the 8th inning. He pitched in 3 out of 4 games going into last Friday. Gave up a home run to Kendry Morales. So, but somebody is getting loose out there in that bullpen. I have no idea who it is. But the pitch count mounting.
Sabathia working here. Tejada's had 2 hits off him and an RBI, double single and an RBI and a ground ball. That'll be outside. The 2 complete games that Sabathia's had The last one at Oakland was a loss. He pitched that complete 8 innings, giving up the 4 runs, 4 hits. The game before that, he won against Texas. It was a 6-inning ball game that he had a complete game in. And a little different complete games for him.
And the last guy to do it, I think, was David Wells back in '98. I bet they were more conventional. Mitre on the closest to us in 62, Java Chamberlain.
And a 3-0 count to Tejada.
I just thought his stuff really went downhill in the last inning, so doesn't mean that he can't get it together, because he is CC Sabathia. That's a way of doing it.
Sabathia's best winning percentage against any other team is against the Orioles. With that 91 record, that's the best win percentage he's put up, and trying to increase it. Here's the 3-1 delivery. Tejada takes it, and he's on. So again, Orioles get the leadoff man on in the bottom half of the 8th inning. Time to text in your vote for the AT&T Player of the Game. Here are the candidates tonight. Sabathia out there on the mound looking for the win. Robinson Cano. Cano has had his 6th home run and a couple of hits in the ball game. And Nick Markakis, who got his first home run and has had a big 3-hit game against Sabathia. Text in your vote, A, B, or C, to 51862. Matt Wieters. Wieters got jammed. Gardner, the left fielder, will put it away. So Wieters an 0 for 4, including 3 strikeouts. 1 down. One away. That'll bring up Atkins. He too has had a couple of singles in the ball game. 2 for 3. And a ground ball out.
Well, I'd like to see him hit a home run right here. First home run as an Oriole, and then you will have somebody come in from the bullpen.
Sabathia comes in with a strike to him. Reimold waiting on deck. And Sabathia keeps cruising along, staked to that big early lead of 6-0 going to the bottom of the 3rd when the Orioles would get their first run. First base Tejada. The 0-1. That one towards right. That's going to stay up. Swisher will make the throw to first. Not in time, but a real good throw. Atkins retired, 2 down.
Yeah, he's coming in, and he sees Tejada in front of him. And he can play all over. So again, another ball hit fairly firmly, and then really quick release. Bang, bang at first as Miguel scrambles back.
Reimold sac fly his last time up, officially 0 for 2, hitting at 189. And Sabathia's pitch is in there for a strike.
Well, if you know how to pitch, you can lose 2-3 miles per hour on your fastball, which is what the radar gun tells us. But you can turn it over, you can cut it in, as he did to Wieters. They're coming in right here. He gets it there, but it's out of the zone. And then tonight, he's just had an excellent changeup and a breaking ball. Nice to have 3 pitches you can throw over.
1 ball, 1 strike count with 2 down. Reimold, he'll take it. It will be down low. Gets ahead on the count here, 2-1. Going nowhere at first, still being held over there by Teixeira. 2-1 delivery to him, and that'll be blooped down the line. If it's fair, it's in, and it is. It'll roll into foul territory. Tejada goes to third base. So Reimold, the old dying quail down the right field side, and again first and third with 2 down. And Amber.
Gary, just a quick note from the minor leagues down in AAA Norfolk. Chris Tillman just pitched a no-hitter against the Gwinnett Braves. He pitched 9 innings, of course, 1 walk, 6 strikeouts. He threw 105 pitches, 63 were for strikes, and Norfolk got the win 6-0. Now Tillman improves to 2-3. So an accomplishment for Chris Tillman tonight. Gary?
And Tillman, one of the names being mentioned, of course, regarding what the Orioles will do in the next need to make roster changes. So Sabathia's out of the ball game. A chance to win his third of the season. And Jabba Chamberlain has been called on to come on with runners at first and third in the 8th inning and 2 down. And give him a win.
So they're set up, man, to get to Mariano. I don't think that'll be the case tonight unless you just want them to get an inning. But when we talk about Rivera, but Jobber Chamberlain, a couple of 2-run home run to Kendry Morales of the Angels. Did pitch 3 times in 4 games going into Friday against the Angels. So he's had 4 days off. I talked to an advanced scout, said that maybe not throwing quite as hard as he used to, because he used to throw in the mid-90s. But he does have a very good breaking ball, usually with pretty good tilt. That means a good angle, so it doesn't kind of very quickly get through that strike zone or the great downward angle.
Sabathia, just another fine start here, his 5th start of the year. Didn't hurt his ERA to this point anyway. Came in with a 3.0 earned run average. Chamberlain ready to go. And the Orioles will send Luke Scott up as a pinch hitter for Lou Montanez. Get the left-hander against the right-hander. Runners on at first and third. Orioles not out of this yet if they can come up with either a big long ball or a couple of hits here with 2 down in the inning. First and third. Tejada's on at third. He got the walk. Reimold with a single. The bloop single that took Chamberlain out of the ball game. Took Sabathia out of the ball game, rather. And that pitch is in there for a strike to Luke Scott.
Yeah, not a lot of history. That first fastball at 93, 1 for 6 for Luke.
24-year-old Jabba Chamberlain. Just trying to get the final out here in this inning. Keep that 5-run lead. The 0-1 delivery. Luke Scott will take it outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Chamberlain last year with the 9-6 mark. He started ball games last year for the Yankees. 31 out of 32 appearances. He worked 157 innings. Runners off first and third. 1 ball, 1 strike. And Scott. Cano. And that'll do it. So no runs on 1 hit, no errors, and a couple are left on base. To the 9th inning we go. 8-3 Yankees. Ninth inning. They're at Camden Yards tonight. 8-14-0 for the Yankees. 3-11-1 for the Orioles. And as we go to the ninth, the Orioles will bring on Will Oman.
Yeah, Will comes on. Shoulder problems last year. Throwing the ball well. Command has not been what it was. I mean, if you look at the 5 walks, he had faced 2 guys on Friday night up in Boston, walked both of them. He said he was not happy with his performance. So he will face Cano. Lefty's 3 for 10 with 3 walks. What's that, 6 for 13? And the problem with being wild when you're a left-hander, you come in, you usually match up, and then if you walk the lefty and you have a right-hander on, you really kind of put the manager in a somewhat awkward position. You may have to bring another guy in if you think he matches up better.
Luke Scott stays in the ball game for Montanez in left field. Oman will start out against Robinson Cano. A home run and a single, 2 for 4. He's had 5 hits and 8 at-bats in the first 2 games, raising his average to 395.
Well, he's going to find it's tough to hit 400.
Down low.
Well, maybe he won't.
Maybe he won't.
The way he's swinging the bat.
The great mark that nobody's been able to reach since Williams.
Well, what, George Brett, 390. Rod Carew is, I think, at 388. Tony Gwynn was way up there one year.
Just so hard to carry it through a full season. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Well, what especially, we talked about how Robinson Cano, at least early on in the year, on base. Of course, when you're hitting 395, your on base percentage pretty good. It's definitely going up.
Very good.
But a little more discipline. There is Kevin Long on the left, Joe Girardi, the skipper of the Yankees, on the right. And they're just going over the scouting report on Will Oman. So they get to see him tonight in a game that's. There's a good pitch right on his fist. He's had pretty good velocity this year. You know, when you've had an elbow, we had a chance to interview him up in Seattle. He said anytime you come off elbow and shoulder problems, and then you feel healthy. But at the end of the day, in the big leagues, you got to command your stuff. And he's still working on that.
Left-handers, 288 off him so far. Right-handers, 243, limited bats. Left field, Scott, welcome to the game.
Yeah, he
retired, went away in the ninth.
Yeah, it looked pretty routine. Turned the right way.
Now there's one away. Here's Cervelli. One of the big stories for the Yankees in this ball game, after the fact they might get a win here, is their catcher, Jorge Posada, who got hit on the knee in the second inning by Jeremy Guthrie and then came out of the ball game with Cervelli in. And the condition of Jorge Posada, it's a big deal because the Yankees do not have a third catcher, and you can't go without another catcher. That one to right field. Cervelli's got himself a base hit. He's 2 for 4 in the ball game and didn't start.
Well, he can hit. Hit 298 for the entire year when he got to play last year. And I saw the number hitting over 400. Line drive hitter, and he can run for a catcher. Now, of course, anytime you take Jorge Posada out of the lineup, you lose a very, very potent home run bat, RBI guy.
Will Oman now, another left-hander up in Granderson. Granderson, a couple of hits and 4 at-bats, 2 singles and a run scored. Here is Granderson with the runner at first base. Big helicopter cut right there for strike 1. 15 hits in the ball game for the Yankees.
I think that's the high. I think they had 14 on a couple of other occasions, at least for this season.
0-1 the count. Another big cut. Not going to get to it. Most hits in a game, 14 at Tampa Bay and at the Angels this year. 0-2 count. And another one that he goes after and misses. Granderson retired on the strikeout. 2 down.
Well, this is what you like to see. Aggressive, commanding your stuff. Little cutter off the outside corner. Good velocity, good location.
Well, Oman trying to leave that runner at first. Cervelli is over there. Swisher's had another big night. 2 singles, a triple, 2 RBIs, 3 for 4 game, 6 for 8 in the first 2 games of this series. Against the Orioles lifetime, he came in hitting .283 with 15 career home runs off Oriole pitchers.
Yeah, well, he came out of the hitting tunnel was over by the Orioles locker room, so you have to kind of come out of the Oriole dugout, walk across, and he had shorts on. I said, my man, you got to do something about those legs. He said, yeah, they are pretty solid. Sorry twigs, he called his legs, but they're working.
The arms and shoulders are all right. The legs are a little worse right now.
Twigs are a little shaky, but not everything else. Well, Twigs and the dogs are hurting now.
0-2. And Girardi started out and then said, no,
I can manage and be the trainer. Yep, instep of the left foot.
Oh. He had that foot actually laying flat on its side. Swisher trying to walk this off. Of course, you wear the protector and the ball hits where it isn't.
Yeah, and a lot of hitters, and you can look, those shoes certainly not protective. They're more for speed and traction. You can see the spikes.
Two-strike count on him. Bowman taking a look at first. Cervelli, though, just a 1-step lead. And swung on, foul tipped, and held on to. And that will do it. Couple of strikeouts for Ullman. We go to the bottom half of the 9th inning as Torres, Jones, and Markakis. Working against Sergio Maitre, who comes on for Jobber Chamberlain, who worked just a third of an inning, got the out on the only batter he faced.
Yeah, we saw him last year. He was down at their AAA affiliate and then came up. Big guy. Born in California, sinker baller, Tommy John, back in 2008. Then he comes back. When he's pitching, well, has only pitched, this will be, his 3rd time, but last year down at Scranton, 3-1, and then they called him up. Struggled, actually pitched some good games, but collectively an ERA of close to 7 runs a game, 3 wins, 3 losses.
So Maitre will come on just to try and, not just to try, but to finish up the ball game here. As Jim said, his opportunities few and far between so far on the season. So the Orioles will see they can continue to get that leadoff man on and then work from there and try and build up some runs. Maitre working in just his 3rd game. He's only had 3 1/3 innings worked with a run on a couple of hits off him. Is Torres another good night? Is Torres with 2 singles, and he was grounded out.
But now 6 for his last 9, so a little hot streak for
Maitre's delivery to him, and they called strike. But As Torres looks back on, wondering,
why now?
Why now? I need to get on. There's our chopper to second base again. Cano's had a busy night. One away in the ninth. Let's check in on the voting for the AT&T Player of the Game. Still time for you to vote. Currently, CC Sabathia on top. You can text in your vote to A, B, or C to 51862. The results coming up in the O's Extra post-game show. One down. Adam Jones, top of the order, a walk. Otherwise, he's had an 0 for 3. Came into the ball game 7th in the American League in strikeouts. Has not had a K in this ball game. That is in there by Mitre. Oh, 0-1 the count on Jones, hitting a 204 and catches the inside corner with it. 17,248 the announced attendance for tonight. Game 2, 3-game set tomorrow, right back at you. 6:30 O's Extra, 7 o'clock for the game. Here's the 0-2 pitch outside with a slider, and a 1-ball, 2-strike count on Jones. If the Orioles do not score again, the Yankees pitching staff will have held an opponent to 3 or fewer runs in 9 of the last 12 ball games.
Well, they've won, what, 5 out of 6 series, only the one against the Angels. That was the first series they lost. That was over the last weekend.
A victory would even up the road trip for the Yankees at 4-4 with the final game of the road trip coming up tomorrow. Yankees looking from behind right now in Tampa Bay.
Well, they had the best home record in the American League last year, on their way to 103 wins. And that was with 57. Right behind them was the Red Sox.
1-2 to Jones, slow roller. Mitre up, takes his time, and Teixeira reaches in to get it.
Yeah, throws a sinker over to first. And Tex there to bail him out.
2 down. Nick Markakis, offensive night for him. Double in the first inning. Came away with a single, then a home run in the 7th, his first of the year. So Nick, a 3-hit ball game, and is hit into a fielder's choice. Hitting at 288 now, and the home run, his 4th RBI of the year. Stands in with 2 down here in the 9th inning. Mitre's pitch is up high. Sabathia with a win, 3-1. Guthrie would take the loss, 0-3. No save currently in this ball game. And Sabathia would go 10-1 against the Orioles. Here's the 1-0 delivery to Markakis. Changeup.
And a good one. Yep. Running away and down. For CC, it's a great combination. We talked about it earlier on. A lot of run support. Came in over 6.6 runs a game. That goes up a little bit. And then you certainly pitch well. You really pitch well early. So you establish a lead.
Orioles early on. Now this is only game number 8 here at home. They are 1-6. The loss here would be 1-7. They came in hitting only .226 at home, averaging 3 runs a ball game, and that's right where they are in this one. ERA at home was 4.6. That will go up a little bit here with the 8 runs on 15 hits for the Yankees. Here's the 1-2 delivery. Markakis, a chopper to second. Cano, big hop. And this one is in the books. And the Yankees take the second of 3. Coming away with a relatively easy 8-3 win with the work of Sabathia. The Orioles will try and take the series tomorrow. Game 3, Brian Mattis against A.J. Burnett. Our coverage on MASN HD begins at 6:30 with those extra presented by Ford, followed by game coverage at 7. For Jim Palmer and Amber Theo Harris, all of our great crew, I'm Gary Thor. Thanks for being with us, everybody. Lots more coming up on O's Extra, and we'll be right back with you tomorrow night for the ball game. This has been a MASN presentation. A look at how the Yankees jumped out early and the night Markakis had. Right now, O's Extra, Jim and Rick.